Bears Country Podcast.
You down with BCP? You down with BCP? The following content is intended for a mature audience, only viewer discretion. It's strongly advised. Yeah. To the tune of OPP, minority by nature. No time for idle chitter chat and petty iteration. Teaming to me exponentially like I'm Barack's inauguration. Erratic calculations? Nah, I runs the infinite. Only way I slow me down is with some calcing by a limit. They might no longer show the work to answer self-evident. Some truth should be proclaimed in the Declaration of Independence. Things not instantaneous can be approximated by adding up or changing till everything integrated. Word to my partners in calculus. Yo, you down with BCP? Yeah, you know me. You down with BCP? Yeah, you know me. Integral, grind exponential. You down with BCP? That's the way we rotate radiannually. You down with BCP? Down with BCP? You down with BCP? You down with BCP? That's the way we do things limitlessly. Yeah. You down with BCP? Yeah, you know me. You down with BCP? Let's blow. Switch the flow. You down with BCP? Down with BCP? You down with BCP? You down with BCP? That's the way we do things limitlessly.
Thank God in Shorty's absence that there's a Foster to fill the void of dancing.
Got to cover that mess.
Yeah, it's...
What's the thumbnail? Because this could be the last time. This could be the last time that you're on the roster for the Bears.
I mean, we're getting into the Bears talk 2 minutes in. This is lovely again with our former hosts. Hey. Not former. The normal hosts.
We almost started on time too. What the hell's going on?
I know. I was about to say, like, I've got all these things right. We're going to say hello to the chat. We're literally 2 minutes into a show at 8:04. I feel like these guys are like, oh, I don't have to show up for another 10 minutes. They're always 15 minutes late. But hey, before it gets lost, and welcome in, everyone, by the way. This is a podcast. Yeah. Bears Country Productions, Bears Country Podcast, yep. Thursday, 8 p.m. Central. What a surprise. Yep. Welcome in, everyone. Yep. Do not let it get lost in translation, because I heard on Bears Weekly, Tom Thayer say something that, as someone who has 0 snaps of NFL experience under his belt, I wouldn't know anything about this. Tom Thayer is quick to tell you, hey, this football game in Tennessee on Saturday, you got to pretend and act as if it's not the last time you're putting on these pads. Right. That's the reality. There's going to be a guy, I don't know, Wayne Matthews maybe perchance. This might be the last time you ever play football in the NFL. Yeah. But you cannot act like that. If you act like that, it will be past you, and you will have no chance at making this final 53-man roster. Luckily for these guys, there's another 16 slots. Ben Johnson doesn't talk about the 53. He likes to talk more about the 69, just like Foster does. I think it's a perfect segue into saying welcome in, everyone. How are we doing? How are we doing today, Foster?
Hanging in there. It's my usual. I'm hanging in there, man. Just going through the motions of life. What about yourself?
Living the dream. Like I told you in backstage, I was watching the Hogan Johns podcast, saw some lovely people, including Tony Moy, I think, in the Hogan Johns podcast. Jay Grizz slide through. He said, "Hey, Carl, how's it going, man?" And I was like, pretty good. I was cooking up my Chick-fil-A order while I had the Hogan Johns podcast on. Let me tell you, Chick-fil-A has a chicken and waffle sandwich out. Pretty good. My girlfriend's a huge fan of it. I wasn't a huge fan. I just liked it. She loves it. But the reason I wanted to go get Chick-fil-A was for that. It's a s'mores, I think, or a campfire milkshake. That thing was really, really good, man. Strongly suggest you guys try it out if you get the chance.
I was making s'mores in Michigan 2 weeks ago. I wish I was still there, man. That's and just so everybody knows, I wasn't like disappeared last week. People just forgot that I was on vacation all freaking week, and I actually just so people know this, and it really doesn't matter, but I was going to have I think there's going to be 14 people in the opening shot last week, and then I misplaced my phone for 3 days, and it was really good that I misplaced it. It was a really nice vacation without the phone.
Wow.
I kid you not.
Wow.
It was good. Yeah. It was nice because of that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care. Life's going to go on whether I'm there or not. It doesn't matter.
Jesus. I like to believe that things happen for a reason. So if you lost your phone, which I would not be a fan of that, but if that resulted in you having a nice vacation, then it is what it is. Just curious, and maybe this needs to be tonight's first chat poll. Why does a guy who's 900 years old need a vacation? I mean, isn't everyday vacation, Foster?
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if every day was a vacation because I know it wasn't.
900 days, huh? 900 years, huh?
Woo! That went by fast.
Jerry is drinking. Unfortunately,
right.
Foster will not be, and neither will myself, Jerry. So I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, but I got gummies. I can take gummy, man.
I'm thinking about it too, and I was going to keep that low key, but we'll see where that happens. So that might be a fun episode here.
We'll just see. It depends on how bad my wrist, my shoulders, and my neck and my back are bothering me. I might have to do one
I thought
anyway.
the song was head, shoulders, knees, and toes, Foster.
Yeah, that too. They all hurt too.
Oh, well. There you go, everyone. Good night, everyone. Look at how fast our splendid chat is. Good old Jerry is Craven. By the way, Jerry, that's the wrong account. He's changed his profile picture to be the new rivalry uniforms. Foster, have you got a chance to see those?
I did. It's the University of Illinois jersey with a couple striped pattern up on it. That's all.
That's
I explained that. I explained that because somebody said that, and I said, well, you got to remember this. George Halas played baseball for the Yankees. He was a baseball fan. That's how the Bears got their name, because they're a little better than the Cubs, because he was a Cubs fan. And he went to the University of Illinois, and the Bears' colors are directly. He stated this. He used those colors because of the University of Illinois. So it just makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't like the orange pants, though. Everything else is cool, but it is what it is, man. As long as they win the game that they're wearing the jerseys in, I don't care.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. I know you said that you got a chance to listen to me speak to Aldo, and I believe the gentleman's name was Jason on Tuesday, I think? Wasn't yesterday. Yeah. Tuesday. I let him know my opinion straight up. I mean, the Bears uniform, I'm not going to be spending $1 on any sort of merchandise for the jersey. The Chicago logo, it's not a new logo, it's an original one, but they brought it back, right? It's the football that says Chicago up top. I'll try and throw it up on the screen if you guys haven't seen it by chance. Man, that... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Effectively, yes, Foster. For dramatic effect.
Some of the Bears logos, because I got a bunch of them here.
It's effectively the top logo. Yeah, I'll make you full screen. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. That logo's awesome. I have seen... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What?
I dropped everything, dude.
So it was the phone that fell, not you.
No, that time it was just the phone.
Thank God.
My laptop's messed up, guys.
We're going to be adding that. Yeah, hit the live alert. Yeah. We're 8 minutes in. 8 minutes in. We'll go ahead and add that one to the soundboard. We'll add that one to the soundboard.
Like he says, oh, my Lanta.
That noise definitely suggested. I mean, literally, if I could put it on repeat, it literally sounded like... Oh, man.
You know what? Let's do this real quick, man. Because, not real quick, but before everybody gets in here and I can't see their names, we'll thank everybody who's in here tonight. We got Levante Rogers. Let's go Bears.
Official Chief Latero, huh?
Yeah, Levante.
Hey, I got to give a special shout out to this guy for no other reason than just his contributions to chat. But, man, Minister Charles Johnson, and I don't want this to be the Madden segment just yet. This guy, I don't know if he's serious. I'm under the suspicion that Minister Charles Johnson was trying to catfish me, gaslight me. He says, I'm playing my son's Madden League. I can't score no points, keep throwing interceptions. They keep scoring 50 against me. Bull. You know what, Mr. Charles Johnson? You are one heck of a Madden player, buddy. Welcome in. Welcome in. You know what? Just because of that, alone, you get this.
He's a baller, man. I hate him, though. Like, Michigan guy. I can't stand him, man.
Mr. Charles Johnson, he's a baller, but I hate him when it comes to Madden.
Minister Charles Johnson. That was my next name anyways. And then Relentless Mikey. Relentless Mikey. I see like Relentless Mikey all over the place because I've been hopping Bears chats again. I haven't really done it the way I was doing it for a while. So I'm always talking to him. We were talking the other day about something. Even I don't remember which chat, but he's always around. He's one of our faves, Relentless Mikey. And then our guy that we love, man, Dick Cheese, Richard Colby, 1962.
Let me be the first to tell you, Foster. I love Dick Cheese. There you go. Now we're 10.5 minutes in. You got 2 sound bites, everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome. He had to turn the camera off.
I was trying to leave, but it won't let me.
Yeah, glad that's working the way I needed it to be.
Hey, at least he's filling in for Shorty well when he's talking about Dick Cheese. I don't know.
I can do. That's all.
Which usually Shorty's line is something to do with dicks or penises and whatever.
Yeah, thank God we're not going to be talking about drippy dicks and psyllium husk. I'll give you guys a little bit of a break for this week.
A break from that, yeah.
Yeah.
And
boy. Tony Moy,
Richard
the
Colby.
superstar. Yes, Richard
Tony Moy.
Colby, Tony Moy, Cliff Victoria.
Tony Moy's everywhere too. Tony Moy's everywhere too. Every chat I pop in, it seems like.
He was the first guy I saw in the Hogan Johns. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Him and Mikey. And then our guy who's been here since day one, Cliff Victoria. Used to be on the show.
Cliffy V. That's an OG if I ever heard one. What's cooking? Let us know in the chat. Cliff,
yeah.
What's cooking?
What are you making tonight, Cliff?
What's for dinner? Hopefully not Chick-fil-A. And then Romy comes in with the good old Richard Colby emoji combination. There you go, Romy. Welcome in, buddy.
All right. And then, of course, we did get...
oh, my God. Talk about how fast. So, again, it's Jerry. Again, wrong account, Jerry, tonight. Jerry's got the Caleb Williams suspect photo. The Scrolls has taken that photo and modified it to make him look like either Prince or a young Michael Jackson. And the Scroll says, I'm with Minister. Way too many interceptions in Madden. Hella frustrating. But it's been like that for years. Let me give you a little secret. A 2-word secret to how to play Madden 27. Are you guys sitting down? 2 words.
Don't pass.
Jameer Gibbs. There you go. That player's fantastic.
That's not passing. Well, unless you're dumping it off.
Oh. David Dickval? Is that David Deckville? Like, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Welcome in. He says pause.
Ekval.
Or pass due.
David Ekval. That's the way I'm taking it.
Well, you can see what's on my mind tonight, apparently. My God. Hopefully we rebound in about 30 minutes. Everyone will have to see where the show goes, but it has a chance to fly off the rails.
Shorty's here right now somehow just because of you.
I believe it.
Romy says, Foster, you been drinking tonight? Guys, I haven't had a drink in 18 years because I don't like ending up. I usually break out in handcuffs when I drink, so no thank you.
Wow. Handcuffs, he says. Wow. Well, let's not do that, Foster.
No,
we have breaking news. We have breaking news in the chat. Cliff Victoria has announced his dinner for the evening. He did Chinese.
I like Chinese women too, Cliff.
I was going to say, you're
talking about food. Never mind. Well, it's kind of. I'm just not going to go there. I was going to go there, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, this is a very accurate comment from the Scrolls. And who knows? Maybe I'm too much of an open book, Foster. But when we talk about Madden, which I was hoping to hold off for at least an hour. When we talk about Madden, there's a strategy that I have for this fantasy draft, and the player that I want to play quarterback for my NFL virtual franchise is not a Joe Burrow or a Patrick Mahomes or even a Caleb Williams. It's a guy who's got a lot of juice on the ball, but in the game his accuracy is garbage. And if I don't step up into the pocket to make these throws in that game, the player's not completing them. So this is excellent advice from the Scrolls. Step up in the pocket.
Step up and follow through. That's what my coaches always said.
Well, Jerry combats that idea with quinoa soaked in lemon juice. Unbelievable. Well,
Jerry's craving.
Don't mean to put anyone on the spot. I was really looking forward to maybe hearing a short monologue from a certain someone, but it sounds like that's not going to work out, and that's totally fine. If they show up, again, I've told him the floor is his.
Yeah,
we'll go the Kyler Gordon route, right? Thou shall not be named. So I think it's a good segue, Foster. Welcome in Armando Lara Jr.
Lara Jr.
Patty Lara, if you are listening, if you can hear me, welcome in as well. Even if you're not in the chat, welcome in.
That's right. All the Laras, man, because I know their son's on here too. So just we thank everybody for just sticking around in this chat, man, because I'm telling you, there's nights where I just read the chat, and sometimes it's better than our whole damn show.
and you can have that experience while we're live to really fully verify that. Go in someone else's live with them.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan John.
Oh, yeah.
I literally had a conversation with Jerry and Tony Moy and Jay Grizz, and I know there's more names in there. I saw Knowledge and Untamed in that chat. Maybe he'll show up tonight. Who knows? It's a fascinating thing, this YouTube thing that we got going on. So,
welcome in, Steve M.
Steve M. 1976, huh? Welcome in, buddy.
Man, that was a hell of a year, dude. That bicentennial was one of the greatest years of my life. Totally different than this year.
I wouldn't know a damn thing about it, Foster. I wouldn't even know one singular thing about it.
The thing was, everybody was just so American. Everybody. There was no people crying about other crap. The flag was everywhere, and we celebrated the entire year. A lot different than this year. But I digress, man. We'll get back into the Bears here because there's actually a bunch of stuff we can talk about. I had some questions for our person, but we will get into those anyways, I'm sure.
If
Carl sucks on chicken tenders.
We did it!
In the house.
Well, I hope our guest of honor here is ready to go, and I believe he may only have a very short amount of time. I'm going to pull you on stage, Glenn Morgan, if you are ready.
Glenn. It's Glenn.
He's ready. So, Glenn, I don't know if you heard everybody. Foster was ready to go. He says Glenn, he's got some questions for you. Welcome in. How are we doing tonight, man?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, dude.
Good to see everybody. How's everybody? Carl, Foster's, everybody.
I was ticked because Shorty tells me, like, oh, we're going to have Glenn on next week. And I'm like, you bastard, you know I'm not going to be here. And then he forgot. They're like, where's Foster at? Why isn't he on the show? Well, I'm in Michigan for the week with my kids, dude. You knew that, but you forgot. I was complaining because I was like, I didn't get to see that show or be on it. But made up for it today because now there's no Shorty. It's just us. Yeah. He doesn't get to hog you, man.
Glenn, I don't know why a guy in the middle of the screen here who's 900 years old, I don't know why he needs a vacation. Every day is a vacation for him.
Oh, hit me hard there, dude. I'm only 850.
Hey, we should all be living the life of Foster's. Yeah, I know, 850.
I agree.
That looked like a day over 725. So,
see, he's one of us.
Foster. I just want Glenn, are you drinking anything tonight? I'll just watch my words and wait till you're done drinking before I say stuff. Okay.
Not tonight.
No. Foster, do your best not to make him.
Shot this time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Foster, I know you said you had some questions for Glenn, so by all means.
Well, I didn't. I wanted to just let Glenn go off on what if he had anything that he wanted to say regarding the team, and then because he might answer some of my questions. He usually does. That's the thing. He usually does before I can even answer him or ask him, and then that's okay. I got no problem with that because it's one less question to ask. And besides, I forget stuff really quick because I'm old.
No, not old, just advanced. That's all. Just advanced.
Oh, okay, I'll go with that one.
No, I've nothing to really go off about. I mean, it's it's that time of the year where we want everything to happen, but then we realize we need a little bit more time, especially because of the injuries. So it's just like, well, and then it's more questions than we have answers for right now. And there were already some questions to begin with going into the off season and even up to where we are at this point. So there are more questions because of the injuries. Now the tackle positions on both ends are questionable. I think they'll be fine. I think we'll be okay, but you can't say it with 100% certainty. So, you're grateful for the time before the season begins for these guys to heal up and for them to figure it out. When it comes to the defense, it's a lot of duct tape right now, and it's like a lot of duct tape and a lot of waiting for guys to get healthy and then waiting for guys who you may not necessarily know how they're going to figure in this season to get healthy, but you're kind of hoping that they'll be healthy enough so that you can do what you think you might want to do with them. So there's still a lot, and to me, what that basically says, there's still a lot of figuring out identity-wise how this defense is going to be. I think offensively, we know what we're going to get for the most part, just a matter of certain elements being healthy and being there so you can execute to the level that you want to. But when it comes to the defense, there's a lot more scrutiny, there's a lot more doubt, and none of those questions are going to be answered before the season begins. And be quite honest, not that I would be dishonest, but to be quite candid, I believe what we'll see of the Bears defense, what we'll really see of it, probably won't really come to fruition until close to the break as far as their bye week. And I think that second half defense is what we'll be more in line of expecting to see. Now, where the team will be record-wise before then, that's the journey that is yet to begin.
So, Glenn, did you get a chance, and I know you're quite a night owl sometimes, did you get a chance to listen to Jalen Johnson and his comments on, I think it's called the Nightcap? I believe it's with Ocho Cinco and traditionally with Shannon Sharp. I think he's got a different guest on. It may have been one of the players' last name, I believe, is Jones from the NBA. I can't remember his name. I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about, though.
I know the show you're referring to, but no, I didn't hear what Johnson had to say. What was it that he shared with us?
What I'll do is just paraphrase really quickly. Essentially, Jalen Johnson made it sound like he is preparing himself not only physically but mentally to play in the Super Bowl this year. So I think that the outside noise, where there may or may not be truth to it, I do think that the football team is prepared to be playing in the postseason and well into it. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm fully in agreement with you where you say that the second half defense and the football team altogether is kind of where everything needs to come together. I don't know. I shared my very long-winded 53-man mock-up.
I saw that. Nice
Twitter.
Job, by the way. Nice job.
I appreciate that. And the only reason I bring it up is because there's no chance that anyone, I think, can get this right. Because there's so many different mechanisms with the IR and the PUP list and all these things. But the moral of the story is that you have to find a way to piecemeal this thing together for Ozzie Trapillo and Kyler Gordon and Shamar Turner and whoever else I can't think of to come back off of this injured list, whatever that may be, and contribute in a big way, because those are some really key starters. Kobe Bryant, just only Kobe Bryant, the guy who effectively you built the entire defense around, and he's the player you lose. That's the player who I think is going to be the key to the whole thing on the back end. And you might not get that to the first or second week of the postseason.
Yeah, and when it comes to Kobe, I don't think we're going to really get it until next season.
Absolutely.
And I don't think we're being disingenuous. I don't think we're being negative. I don't think we're being anything other than pragmatic. When you try to really assess that, and it's not to say. And here's the other thing: here's what we don't know. We don't know how the season's going to play out because football is such a game of attrition. And we hear that it's just an age-old adage, but it's a real thing. And so we don't know how other teams are going to be experiencing, how they're going to deal with injuries that are going to befall them. And that could play into the Bears' benefit. You can leverage their injuries against them, per se, if you catch them at the right time. And those things could always happen. So as daunting as this schedule of the Bears looks, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something that they can't navigate, because again, other players, other teams, all these things may have their issues as well. So it's difficult, it's great to say everything that he said, Johnson, as far as, preparing for the Super Bowl. Why wouldn't he say that? But
this is very true.
It's I would hope that you're preparing every year for the Super Bowl as far as that goes.
Yeah, I guess I can't really convey it to you, and maybe I'll ask that you try and find it and listen to it. If I can find it, I'll share it with you. It was a tone to it, and Jalen Johnson, he is a confident guy, but there's something about it where it was not like this, like, oh, I'm the Dolphins, I'm hopeful to be in the Super Bowl this year. No,
I get you.
He was about it.
Yeah, I'm sure he believes it. And I don't doubt that he believes it for one instant. And you want to have that mentality, and you have to have that mentality if you want to be a champion. You don't just fall out the bed and you're a champion, week 12. It's got to begin, now or even before now. So I get all that, but there can only be one. At the end of the year, there can only be one. So it's not an easy road, and I don't expect anyone to believe that, to think that it is. But there are a lot of obstacles prior to some of these injuries that the Bears are going to have to overcome anyway. And you add this stuff to it, it becomes a situation where, and we've talked about it before, the offense is going to be at the vanguard of this team's success. It just is. Here in Chicagoland, those of us who are Foster's age and my age, that's an anomaly to us. You know, we expect the defense to be the leaders all the time. We expect our defense to score as much as our offense does.
Let me be the first to tell you, as the youngest person, I believe, in the entire darn show here, I started watching the Bears in 2005. One of my earliest memories is Desmond Clark catching a touchdown pass against the Panthers. He backs up and he gets the little arm, massage, and they fell short in that playoff game. The next year, they go to a Super Bowl. That's how I grew up on this football team, and I expect the exact same thing as you guys. Defense, run the footballs, opportunistic special teams. So that's how I'm conditioned as well.
Yeah, and so it's unusual for us to have to lean on the offense or to expect the offense to be something that we can lean on too. And I think Johnson knew that, weeks ago when he made the proclamation in terms of he wants the team to be an all-time leading scorer, blah, 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 blah. All that, basically what he was saying is we're taking the onus, the pressure of this team's success is going to be on us, at the onset and from the onset. And that's fine. The defense will have to catch up when it can. And the one thing that I feel, and this is for all of the Chicago Bearlands, for the entire chat, anybody that cares about the Chicago Bears, the one thing that I have the utmost confidence in and where I can feel comfortable going into the season is I firmly have a lot of faith and trust in the Bears coaching staff.
Yeah.
More so than I do the front office, more so than I do some of the players, and more so than I do some of the units on this team. But that coaching staff, I think it's worth its weight, most definitely. And they're going to be tested. and if the Bears do somehow 10-7, 11-6, something of that nature, either win a division or are able to maybe even host a playoff game, whatever the case might be, or win a playoff game, we're going to lose a lot of those coaches off that staff because people are going to realize those in the business are going to realize that they did a phenomenal job this season. But I feel firmly.
We've already seen that. It's only been 1 year, and you've got a guy in Declan Doyle who maybe around this time last year, I'll be the one. I won't put a foot in anyone else's mouth except mine. Who the heck is Declan Doyle? What is this guy? All he is a film grinder. He's the offensive coordinator by name alone. And while I still think that's true for whoever we've got this year, Press Taylor, that guy's an offensive coordinator for Baltimore now. So it's already starting very slowly. And I want Glenn to continue, but I just want to interject and say,
sure.
This guy, Ben Johnson, if you don't even believe in the staff, if you just believe in Ben Johnson, which I think all of us unanimously do, that guy has said last year and going into this year, special staff, special coaching staff. That's all the evidence you need.
Yeah, no, I don't put a lot of energy into preseason. I don't, and I'm not saying that because I'm being snobbish or anything like that. I don't, because I realize there's only so much you're going to be able to discern, especially from our vantage point. We're not at practice every day. We're not in the locker rooms. We're not in the meeting rooms. None of that stuff. So there's only so much we can really be able to glean from what we see on the field, so to speak. And there's a lot they're going to do that's very bland. Every team does that. So what you're looking for are things that let you know that messages are being heard and that execution and the mistakes that led to misexecution of times and place in terms of penalties, those kind of things. There's certain things you can ascertain in terms of what, these guys are doing things differently than the regime before. And we saw that last year. We heard it in practice, being held accountable. It starts there and being consistent. And so those are things that we've been able to see over the course of the past maybe 18 to 20, I don't want to say 24 months, maybe the last 14, 18 months. We've heard and seen accountability. We've seen the consistency of that. We've seen how coaches, they didn't leave en masse. We see how well the players interact with the coaches. We see how much the players, compliment and interact with one another. And those are things that, we were fishing to try and find. Now it's more apparent. And with that, those are the building blocks that we understand are things that can lead to being a good team, because you're starting to develop that continuity within the consistency that you're creating.
Yeah, the media for sure and again, as the youngest guy, I don't have the full taste of the media. I'm very well aware of how snarky and nasty, especially in Chicago, they can be at times. It's effectively unanimous where whatever they think of Jervon Dexter, whether they agree with me, Kyler Gordon, Caleb Williams, everyone agrees that Ben Johnson is different compared to anything that they've covered in their lifetime, whether they've been on the beat for 20 years, 50 years. This is a head coach where you got a serious head coach, maybe the most serious one since Ditka. Glenn, I know you said you had to bow out about 8:30. We do have some questions if you've got a couple minutes.
About another 10 minutes, yeah.
Fantastic. So Relentless Mikey's asking, Glenn, do you see do you see more secondary injuries upcoming because they have to overcompensate for the lack of pressures from this D-line?
Yes, I do. I see a potential hammy and or growing strain from someone, and it's unfortunate. I just hope it's nothing that's like serious grade injury. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's. I'll say this. I hope I'm wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right. In this regard, but a lot of times I say what I say based off of patterns, things that I've seen over the last half century of being a football fan, observer, so on and so forth. And I remember the season, I can't remember the year per se, but it was a season where pretty much a lot of this is when Lovey was a head coach and Urlacher was superstar, and the defense was the defense. And they had one or two injuries, and then you had three or four. And the offense was so bad that the defense had to play a lot of extended minutes, and it just led to more injuries. It just became like this cavalcade, this cascade of injuries. And it's like, yeah, when you have to overextend yourself and you're already being extended, beyond what we would like you to be. So this is overextension on top of an extension. It leads to you being susceptible to injuries. And this team is still young in a lot of ways, so that's a good thing. But we saw some of it last year, and we're seeing it already now before the season begins, and you're having to piecemeal players in. So there, you pick up Xavier Woods, right? He's already dicked up. That saw that coming because that guy hasn't been training at a football pace. Right. So he comes in trying to catch up because he wants to, this is a chance for him, right? He wants to do good. He's got a good chance to play into the postseason potentially. He wants to do well. So he's going to try hard. Injured.
Yeah, it was that first game specifically where they had the camera on him, and I remember Jim Miller was giving him this just overzealous comment, like, "Man, we're so lucky we have this guy. He's going to be fantastic. He's the exact recipe we need for a Kobe Bryant replacement." And then he starts going to the sideline on like second down. I'm like, you don't rotate your safeties in the middle of a drive. What's going on here? Oh, groin injury. Thank God it seems that he's back to some sort of playing state because today he put a good lick on Wan'Dale Robinson of the Tennessee Titans. Ended up he didn't hurt him. It was a big hit. The team took exception to that, the team being the Titans. And then Robert Saleh called it a cheap shot.
Yeah, pick on somebody your own size. Pick on a little Wan'Dale. Come on.
Yeah, Wan'Dale's not the biggest guy, is he?
Let Cam Lewis make the hit on him. It was picking on a little guy.
Cam Lewis strikes me as a smaller guy as well.
That's what I'm saying. Let the small guys take it out on each other. Don't be the.
There you go. Well, a little bit of a transition then, Glenn, to kind of more information that came out today. The former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott, was observed as spending some time with Ben Johnson, as pointed out here by Jarius Craven. Again, wrong account, Jerry. What do you make of this guy kind of just being around the football team? If you remember Hard Knocks, I think 2 years ago at this point, Caleb's rookie year?
2 years ago, yeah. It was his rookie year.
Yeah. Yep. It's I remember Ben Johnson and the Bills. They met up, and he had a nice exchange with McDermott, and I don't know the exact crossover there. But what do you make about this guy kind of being involved with the Bears, and do you see him having any sort of future in some capacity?
I don't know what to make of it at this point. I mean, it's a former head coach. It's a guy that probably knows other guys. To me, I'll put it this way. I don't mind our head coach being comfortable enough that he allows other coaches, be they former head coaches, whatever, to be. That means he's confident, but it also means that he has a Rolodex of people that he can tap into if he needs to. And that, if anything, going back to Lovey, I felt that was one of the biggest drawbacks from Lovey is that he didn't have that Rolodex of coaches he could call to, especially on the offensive side. And I think that hurt him. It's like if you don't have that network of people, when your resources start to be, taken and drawn elsewhere, then what do you have? So yeah, we know offensively we're good because it's the head coach. He's not going anywhere. Defensively, hey, it's not a big deal right now. I don't make much of it at this moment. I don't think Dennis Allen's he hasn't done anything wrong. It's not like he's failed as a defensive
You see where I'm trying to get this to go. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's failed as a defensive. I don't think he's failed at developing anybody. I think they've not been healthy. He's not been given a healthy team. He just hasn't been. And then not only that,
from day one.
Not only that, but if you look at the this last draft, he was only given a few players. It wasn't one that was focused on his needs per se. And so yeah. I think it's a little bit premature when it comes to thinking that McDermott is going to replace Allen because Allen and Johnson don't get along. I think those guys get along pretty well.
I would not say it has anything to do with kind of that chemistry, how they get along, right? I think that for all intents and purposes, Ben Johnson loves Dennis Allen. I would be very curious to see if, regardless of these injuries, the Bears' defense is what, 7th highest paid? 100% they're top 10 paid defense on annual salary, right? So again, these players are coming off injuries or either not playing, whatever the case is, right? That still sets a baseline, in my opinion, for an expectation. And like I told you earlier, your starting cornerback number 1 expects to be playing in the Super Bowl. So let's say the Bears fall catastrophically short of that. Let's say, God forbid, they finish 4th in the NFC North, whatever that looks like to you.
Could happen.
Do you think that Ben Johnson would be the type of guy to say we need to cut bait early on a guy like Dennis Allen in a disaster scenario?
No, I think there'd be players that would be gone before Dennis Allen.
Okay.
I think what you mentioned in terms of the amount of money that's being invested into the defensive unit, there'd be guys that would probably, Johnson himself or Jalen, that is, maybe someone that might be, potentially let go. And you look at someone like Montez Sweat, they may want to go skew younger. And so I can see those two, right away, because it hasn't really, especially if they fall catastrophically short, like you said. I think it's more of a catastrophically fall short thing where those guys are being let go. And if they fall like 8 and 9 because, injuries, things where I don't think you blow it up at this point. But if they fall something like 6 and 11, yeah, probably.
I think that this entire evaluation of the roster is really quite simple. The Bears had what I would consider a competent defense under Eberflus. It was that offense that just couldn't do a darn thing for you. It was nowhere close to this type of unit that we have now where we're trying to have it lead the entire football team, right? So I think even though there's money on the defensive side of the football, the Bears have clearly prioritized spending their early draft picks, at the very least, on offense. And moving forward, I would sure hope that the head coach can say, okay, these guys were young players that I needed to develop into rotational pieces. Now, and let's say it's an accelerated timeline with the guys like Loveland and Burden, they are stars. They are key players. Guys like Sam Roush, your center, all these players, they can start to take on a bigger role. And if something goes wrong with the football team, I think they'll be able to objectively say, okay, it's time to put some high-quality draft picks into this defensive line, into this cornerback room. And at that point, you'll start to see the floors kind of even out from that point of view.
Well, yeah, I think that's going to happen anyway to some degree. Because I think you're going to have to pay the offensive guys, and so your defensive guys are going to have to be, as far as affordability goes, they're going to have to come from the draft and from a few free agents who aren't high-priced free agents. So yeah, I think that's kind of where this is going. To your point, it kind of balances a little bit because I don't think Rome is getting his money this year. I think he's going to have to prove it. I think Caleb is the one that's going to be paid of those two guys that were drafted at the same season. Then Rome, if he does well enough and stays healthy, then he can look for his money, the following season. So he may not, they not give him the extension, so to speak, but he'll get his money. He just have to wait a little bit longer. And I think Rome is humble enough, and I think he's aware enough to understand that that's probably going to be the case.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. And from a dollars and cents points of view, I don't think Roma Dunze is going to go to the negotiation table and be like, yeah, that JSN guy, he's okay, but I'm better. I need 45 a year. That's not going to happen. I don't know what the exact number is. Rome would probably be a guy, if he stays healthy and he catches more contested footballs, I think he'll be a guy who he'll say, okay, I'm okay with not resetting the market. and I'm okay because of how much I like this team, how much I like this quarterback, I will take a more team-friendly deal that can be restructured and all these things moving forward. Kind of akin to a Cole Kmet, right? Obviously, the dollar is going to be a lot higher for a first-round pick wide receiver versus tight end, but you kind of get where I'm going with that.
I totally agree.
Foster, do you have any other questions before we lose our guest of honor here tonight?
I'll go with the one that I wanted to ask first. I thought there was one more in the chat, man. I started. Did we get both of them?
Yes.
Real quick? I'd rather get
The two questions, I don't know if Glenn's interested in talking about Gervon Dexter trade rumors, but I'd like to hear what Foster has to say before that.
Okay, my first question, and I'll just is what do you think? I mean, because you haven't seen a lot, but what do you think of the guys that they brought in free agent wise for the interior defensive line? Because we know that's been the problem. We know that was the problem last year, or a major part of the problem.
I think it's such a weird. Right.
Go ahead.
Right. I'm not sure. I'll see where Lynch is. It's still such a work in progress, to be quite honest. I'm not trying to avoid your question, but I don't think they know right now. When I say no, I mean for certain. I think they have a working idea, and I think they're trying to figure out pairs that can work. But here's the thing: like no one's really grabbing the bull by the horns and setting himself so much apart that you definitively know. You know what I mean? It's a lot of bodies right now, and they're having to figure out, exactly which body. Because here's the thing: one guy may be okay, but he may be more effective when he's paired with this person, and vice versa. So sometimes, and then like Turner's not back yet. There's still some elements you still don't even know because you haven't had the bodies there. But you want, because they're draft picks, you want to give them a chance because they're affordable now. You definitely want to give them a chance. Same thing with Gervon. Like, do you trade Gervon? Like, I don't know if you do. He's still real young. He's 24, maybe 25, and
six months older than Jordan Vandenberg. Only 6 months.
Yeah, and it's like he's been asked to do he's been asked to play a defensive tackle 3 different ways. Chicago his first year to now Dennis Allen. It's like, but here's the thing. And I heard somebody else talking about it. Maybe he needs to be in a different system. Maybe he's more of a 5 technique, and they keep trying to make him a 3 technique.
I think that's what PJ has been talking about. He's like, that's
right now when you've got people just falling left. I'm not trying to get rid of somebody that's big and strong. And he did have 6.5 sacks last year. Let's see if he can work on that. And maybe he gets 8.5. If you can get 8 sacks from the interior, I think you're doing a pretty good job in terms of creating some type of pressure. And that's not even factoring in actual pressures and what you are against the run and that kind of stuff. So let's give him a moment, because he didn't really have who was he playing next to last year? That kept changing. We saw how good Braxton is. We saw how good the left tackles who played next to Joe Tooney were last year. They all did pretty good. But they had Joe Tooney. He was a constant. Gervon, because he's been there, who's been his constant? It's sometimes,
I think the only constant's been Sweat.
Right.
More.
Only one.
Or you need to lean on somebody a little more. I mean, it all depends. Yeah, and that side's been okay, but we're talking about, the middle and then get that pressure. So I don't think an effort. I don't think he's a bad player. He's just not an exceptional producer.
It's a shame, Glenn. I don't know if you can hear me. You're going in and out right now, unfortunately. I just wanted to add a tiny bit of context. What you're seeing on the screen is handcrafted by myself, but it was pulled directly from the Chicago Bears roster. The website, and I can link it in the chat if you guys need, it is referenced as of yesterday. This is the depth chart. And you'll notice Shamar Turner not present because he's on the PUP. Aside from that, though, this is how this football team sees this depth currently. And it's very interesting to me when Foster's question was about these veterans you brought in, which includes Kentavious Street. How many snaps in preseason has Kentavious Street played for you? 0. How many times have I heard Kentavious Street's name produced by reporters or anyone around the team in training camp? 0. But all of a sudden, this player is being told by the website that he's the backup to your 3 technique. And that coincides with Gervon Dexter being on the trade block. And that coincides with Jordan Vandenberg really looking good. So there's something to this. I think that with all these names, and again, to reference my 53-man projection, I had the Bears, I think, unintentionally keeping 11 defensive linemen that don't include Marcus Davenport. There's just so many names, and I talked to on Barroom Network, Aldo. I said that the ceiling of this team, it hasn't been raised in the defensive line room, which is exactly what Glenn is talking about. Jervon Dexter's running mate next to him, Grady Jarrett, and the two guys outside of him, Sweat, and either Dio Dangbo if healthy or Austin Booker. It's the same. The floor has not raised. So I think you already know what you're going to get from Jervon Dexter. It's just that the floor has been raised. I'm sorry, the ceiling has not been raised. The floor has. So all that to say, I think if you find a way to get some value out of Jervon Dexter, you are not going to pay him the money that he's going to ask for. If he gets 8 sacks, like Glenn Morgan has suggested, it would be a worthwhile output, and you'd want that player on your team. But in 2027, in free agency, Jervon Dexter is going to be asking for a big crooked number that you should not be paying him any sort of money close to that. And I think that's the key to all of this when you're projecting some sort of trade. Glenn, sorry to take so much time there. How are we looking on time? Do you still got a few more minutes, or?
I gotta go. I'm sorry. I gotta.
You gotta go.
No.
Alrighty. Well, buddy, we really appreciate
I don't know
it.
if you can hear me. Yeah, I gotta roll.
Final. We need a final parting gift because I know how that Madden game of yours against Shorty started. How did it end? Did you lay the hammer?
I think he had to leave for some reason or the other.
Yeah, maybe it was he did something in his pants. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Well, Glenn, I personally greatly appreciate your time. I know the chat does just as well. So you're amazing, man. We really appreciate it, buddy.
No, thanks, guys. I apologize for the brevity of this one, but
no worries.
Definitely next time around, I can definitely do a whole show, fellas.
Keep me in mind. We got to get a game of Madden in too.
Dude, I'm on there. Like I say, I very rarely sleep. So
next time I get you an invite, I'll try and make sure I join too.
All right, fellas. Good seeing you, Foster.
Stay safe, Glenn. Good to talk to you, man. Anytime. Thank you.
Stay healthy.
You can catch this guy on the Easy Smoking GM podcast. This guy.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
All right,
thanks, Glenn. Have a good night. Stay safe, buddy.
All right.
Bye.
Yep. Appreciate you.
Take it easy, man.
Later.
No, thank you. Bye. Oh, I love that guy, man. He's awesome.
Glenn's the best. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. I think you guys get the message, though. The guy's even keel. It's all in front of the Bears. It's always a fantastic time with him. Well, Foster, I don't know if we want to just continue right there with the depth conversation here.
We do. I think we do.
Do we want to stay on the defense? Do we want to talk about the offense? What are you thinking?
I kind of want to stay in the defense because we were going into that, and I was just because my next thing was going to be because if you remember last week I said I looked at the all 22 and I liked what I call them VDB. Everybody else call them whatever, but I call them VDB, capital V, small d, capital B, because that's how his name is written. If you go look in it. That was going to be my next question: is what his opinion was of Jordan Vandenberg. And did we show that video? Did anybody put that video out of PJ looking at the all 22?
Yeah. Unfortunately, because of the timing, I didn't feel comfortable releasing it to the public. Okay. The members, I sure hope that you got a chance to watch that.
That's all I meant was the members, because that was members' content.
Well, it was, and then it got
later, Mikey.
It struck me to where this should be shared, but the timing was so awkward because that evaluation was very true from PJ against the Browns, and then he had the game against the Bengals, and man, I haven't gotten a chance to look at that all 22, but I can promise you that guy looks so much better from week 1 to week 2 of the preseason, and I'm looking forward to week 3.
Yeah. No, I just think, and I said this before, and I've obviously been wrong because just to squirt this in because everybody's going to give me shit. I'm still not out on Roshan. I never have been. But I digress.
That's consensus.
Let's go back. Yeah, but I bet like because if you go back, I'll skip that because I'm going to be here too long. But like with Vandenberg, when we drafted him, and I did this with Ozzie last year. when we drafted him, the first thing I did was I went and found as much all 22 or college footage that I could look at, and I'm like, the guy just usually doesn't stop. His motor just keeps going, and you saw it. We all saw it against Cincinnati.
Mikey, have a good night, Mikey. If you can hear me, buddy, thank you so much.
Stay safe, Mikey. And I'm going to myself. I said, man, he is going to take Gervon Dexter's spot and run with it. I don't know at what point, but I believe that's going to happen.
Jordan Vandenberg?
On the depth chart. I don't know at what point, because he's new to football. What has he been playing? 6-7 seasons? I'm talking about Vandenberg again. Yeah, that's it.
The Bears preseason broadcast, the locals with Jim Miller and whatnot. Stacey Dales. They did a good job. They said this guy's parents, particularly his mom, I think, just didn't let him play sports. Right. Contact sports at the very least, right? So I think he was playing basketball or something, and then it's like his sophomore year of high school, junior year of high school. Fine. All right, Jordan, go ahead. Just don't get hurt, kid.
Yeah.
And now, look, he's in the NFL.
Yeah. Well, here's the other good thing, too. I don't think people even think of this, is it's kind of good that he's got limited experience in playing football, because you've got a cleaner – Yeah, we kind of figured that. I kind of figured that.
I'll talk about that a little bit later. I didn't want to cut you off.
I was just saying, can we just get rid of all 3 Sewells and be done with them? I don't know if I'm right, but I just meant, But so he's, to me, and this is just my opinion, with that limited amount of experience, it's going to be so much easier for the coaches to work with this guy, because he hasn't had stuff drilled into him since he was 6 years old. Like a lot of people, a lot of guys in football, they started playing, like even myself, dude. I started playing when I was 6-7 years old because we could do it. And his parents wouldn't let him, so it's like he's got a limited amount of experience and a limited amount of coaches that have drilled stuff into him. So I think it's going to be easier for the defensive coaches to put him in a position that's going to give him every advantage, because he doesn't have. Go ahead.
Just stay right there, because how lucky is it that we have this player with this quite literally peak elite physical traits with Jordan Vandenberg, and you pair that with Dennis Allen, who he's no slough of a coach, but he's kind of reversed the clock and said, okay, last year we're coaching scheme.
Yep.
Hogwash. This year we're doing fundamentals. That's exactly what I think a guy like Jordan Vandenberg needs to continue his ascend into potentially a starter role.
Yeah. And I mean, what kills me is this like with these injuries, it started reminding me, are we going to have to do this again, where we got to go get guys off the street or off the practice squad or raid other people's practice squad to fill the back end of that defense with all the injuries? Can you do that 2 years in a row? Because they did pretty good last year, considering everything that defense went through last year health wise.
They piecemealed it together off the rip. They had Tano Pastigno. They had, I think there was a Flowers involved, a defensive back. You just brought these guys in and they did the job. But then you also hit this, how do I say this Frank Thomas steroid-infused home run with DeMarco Jackson. He's a special teams ace on his worst day, and on his best day, he's your starting Mike linebacker who gets a defensive player of the week. I mean, that stuff does not grow on trees.
No, it takes a little bit of searching and an honest evaluation, and then recognizing what the coaching staff is capable of doing with guys that shouldn't be starting according to their past, or guys coming into the league and going through 4 teams and sitting on the street. Yeah. I mean, who would have thought a couple of those guys would even be back? I shouldn't say back, but became the stars that they became last year during the season, because guys were hurt. Happens every year. Scrolls, I got to ask you this. How did this come up? He wrote Christine Foster, bear down. Oh, that's for Chris. That's for Chris Foster, because Chris is in the house tonight.
Woo! Usually it's Tony that makes me laugh like that. Boy, oh boy, nice one, Scrolls. Yeah.
No, Scrolls does a good one every week, man. Yeah. I only said that because I'm sitting there going, how the fuck does he know my daughter?
Wow. Your daughter's right here on the screen, apparently. I mean, Caleb
No,
Good,
that's-
a.k.a.
that's-
Chris Foster.
That's Chris Foster, no relation.
He says,
but I like Chris.
He says, Scrolls is my puppet. I don't know. It really sounds to me like Chris Foster likes to have Scrolls hand up his butt. So I don't know. I'm not. I'll believe that one when I see it.
Good night, everybody. Shorty's back in the house.
Literally. Drippy Dick. Psyllium Husk.
What do you think? How do you think the defensive back end of this defense is going to be?
Okay. So I've alluded to it, and I pumped this out on Twitter. I put it in the text chat. I don't know if you saw it. I kind of sat in bed after I was poking around, getting the slides prepared, and I just did a roster projection. And I'm projecting a really thin crop of players, and I think my total number right now is 9 defensive backs. And I feel like that's a taboo conversation because we're dealing with an injury, but the thing here is that you've got 2 extremely key defensive backs that will not be available to you. I think with Kyler Gordon, he's going to start on the reserve pup, and I'll try and do my best to explain that. I still have my chat GPT window open. There's all these different mechanisms that me, as someone who is not a general manager, breaking news, I'm not a general manager. I don't know the ins and outs of the roster manipulation. I apologize for that. But there's 2 key lists that I think you're going to reserve pup list and the IR with a designation to return. The reserve pup list means that a player who is already on the pup list, a.k.a. Kyler Gordon and Shamar Turner, it is a very clean transition for them to go to the reserve pup list. That means that on the 53-man roster cutdown, they will be, for lack of a better term, Chicago Bears players. They will not count against the 53-man roster, and they will be required to miss 4 games to start the season. With Kyler Gordon and Shamar Turner, I think that is the expectation from my very unbiased, or my non-biased, unprofessional view, whatever you want to say. However, Kobe Bryant, I think they expect him to play football for the Bears in 2026. Again, like I told Glenn, it probably won't be until 2 weeks before or 2 weeks into the postseason. And I think Kobe Bryant will be on the IR with a designation to return, which will be a longer thing. The key with the IR to return, guys, is that list has a finite number of activations. Right. If I had a gun to my head, I would say that number is 8. So 8 IR to return activations or designations. And when you add the players to that list, that counts. So Kobe Bryant, Ozzie Trapillo, you start with 8, you put those 2 on there. Now you're down to 6. Then you activate them. Now you're down to 4. You see where I'm going with this?
No, absolutely.
The IR to return is not something to just kind of putz around with. But again, for Kobe Bryant and Ozzie Trapillo, who are literally key starters at their respective positions, that's the perfect list for them. Kyler Gordon, Shamar Turner won't apply, and they should be healthy before that. And a very long-winded answer to say.
Wait, I don't know. Let me ask you because I'm getting confused. The pup list is 8 or the IR is 8? Because I don't think the IR has a designation on it.
The IR with a designation to return, that's the name of the list.
Yeah.
That has activations associated with it. Let me see if I can pull my ChatGPT window open.
No, I got you, because I thought even they'll do what they got to do with the pup list, but I'm going, I wouldn't be surprised if Trapillo's on the IR, because that's 4. He's got to wait 4 weeks to come back. The pup list, I don't know, there was a designation of 8, because maybe I heard that wrong, but I heard after being on the pup, you could actually, once there's a date on it, you could come back after 3 weeks. But maybe I'm reading stuff wrong.
Again, as someone who is speaking from not a general manager's point of view, there is a way that the pup list could be massaged a little bit to go from 4 weeks to 3 weeks. I don't know. Yeah. So again, I think Chris Foster, dare I give him more oxygen. I think we're in lockstep for the first time in literally our entire lives. Only 8 for IR scheduled to return, but it's not players. The instances, the activations are 8. So you have 8, then you put Kobe Bryant on that list. Now you're down to 7. Then you put Ozzie Trapillo on that list. Now you're down to 6. Yeah. Then you activate Kobe Bryant. Now you're down to 5, if you can see where I'm going with this. So essentially you can only utilize that for 4 players.
and then Cliff said it's 10 if they make the playoffs.
Right. Again, so maybe maybe this roster is able somehow. Glenn Morgan, if you're listening, earmuffs. Maybe the secondary is better than what you think it is, and you just leave Kobe Bryant on there until the wild card round, and then you get your 2 extra activations. Go from 8 to 10, and you add them. That's the kind of way that I see this thing going, man. But again, all this to say, those players I think will be coming back for the Bears, including Kyler Gordon. So don't be surprised if you have only 9 defensive backs. And again, it's very... You've been looking at this, guys, for how long on the screen? I promise you I'm 99.9% confident I have not made a mistake. You do see that the Bears list Jalen Jones, number 33, as the backup safety to Dylan Thieneman. That is not a mistake. When I went through my projections, I do not see Jalen Jones making the roster. And he was probably my 54th, 55th guy. I also cut Jack Sanborn, Foster. Earmuffs for you, buddy. I've got them keeping 9 defensive backs, 5 linebackers. And again, this is unintentional, but it's what I ended up doing. I have the Bears keeping 11 defensive linemen. I mean, look at all the talent there. You mean to tell me a player like Jamry Chroma, who has already been plucked off the Bears practice squad in his career, you're going to tell me, just put him on the practice squad? To hell with that. So,
teams are going to be happy when the Bears make their final cuts because there's a bunch of guys going to get snagged, dude.
I don't know.
I think so.
Here's an interesting one too. Again, I've redone my Twitter persona to be Beanie Baby for Beanie Bishop Jr. I didn't project that guy to make the Bears 53-man roster on Sunday, but I projected him to be on the practice squad. And in my little mock-up that I put on Twitter, I said I think Beanie Bishop will play a part for the Bears in 2026, but I just don't know how. He has to serve a 3-game suspension, and you've got Kyler Gordon and Kobe Bryant. They're not fit. So how can you put a player who's got a suspension on your roster? And I made a bold choice. It feels bold to me. The depth chart is what kind of made me feel this way. I have the Bears keeping Terrell Smith. Terrell Smith did practice today. I expect Terrell Smith to, play 3 quarters on Saturday. That's his Super Bowl. He needs to prove that he's over this injury and that he can step in and play cornerback because Tyreek Stevenson's not perfect. All it's going to take is you guys thought I was being crazy earlier. Put your damn earmuffs on. If there's an injury to Dylan Thieneman, Jesus Christ, what are we going to do? Cam Lewis playing in that spot? Who's going to play nickelback? Josh Blackwell? What happens to Tyreek Stevenson if he's hurt? You're going to ask Malik Muhammad to play? You need guys like Terrell Smith to be able to just step in, just like he did against Arizona when Tyreek Stevenson was in the doghouse. Rotate series. I don't care what you do. Play football and play football at a high level for this team. Because, breaking news, I'm in the camp with Jalen Johnson. I expect the Bears to potentially be playing in the Super Bowl this year. We need all hands on deck.
No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I'm so used to, man, Peach, where are you at? Because I'm so used to complaining about the offensive line. I'm just lost here because I look at all the names and everything going on the defense, and I'm like, man, we got some problems. See the offense, I'm not worried about. And even Peach and I went on. He's like, man, can we please play these guys together for more than 5 plays during the preseason? Because we haven't had any continuity on the offensive line until last season. Now, the offense I'm not worried about. I don't even care that we don't even know, Braxton's going to end up being the left tackle. But these guys played together for a whole season last year. 4 of the 5 starters, or I should say 3 because Dahlman's out, they were there every week. So I'm not worried as much. I'm not worried about the offensive line, even though people are worried about the left tackle situation. I'm like, we'll shake that out, and the coaching staff will figure out how to help until it's fixed properly.
Yeah.
Because that offense is set. It's the defense that just worries me, man.
Yeah.
The back end of that I'm more worried about the back end of the defense than the defensive tackle position. That's scary right there, just that statement I made.
I think the defensive line group as a whole, tackle and edge combined, that's the weakest unit on the football team. But here, let's stay in the micro, right? Because you had a good segue into the offense. And what pop quiz, everyone in the chat. What was Foster complaining about incessantly, if that's the correct word, this time last year? Interior offensive line, interior offensive line, interior offensive line. Let me give you 6 names, and then let me tell you something about them. Joe Tooney, Jordan McFadden, Garrett Bradbury, Logan Jones, Jonah Jackson, Luke Newman. In my very young fandom, that's the best interior 3 with depth that I've ever seen for the Bears. And I don't know if it's the best that they've ever had in their football franchise history. It might be darn close. That's a strength right there. That's an extreme strength.
It's in the top 5, and I'm just talking all time because I'll go back to 63 and 85. So I mean, I'm just not concerned. Chris Foster says, "Oh, you're not worried about the 58 completion percentage quarterback?" No, Chris, I'm not. That was his first year in that system. I'm not concerned with this completion percentage, man. I don't care if he's 55% completion percentage and they win the Super Bowl. Who's going to be bitching?
Yeah, Cliff says we may see a bunch of 35 to 28 games. I'm thinking more of this like 24 to 21, 21 to 18, because this football team, whether Chris Foster wants to admit it or not, this is a run-first football team. For no reason other than your interior offensive line is quite literally dominant, and you got some good running backs behind them. So this football team will figure it out. They'll figure out real fast if the secondary is an issue, if the defensive line can not stop the run for the 3rd year in a row. God, please don't let that be true. They're going to play time of possession. I think you're going to see more Philadelphia-esque football games where you go into a team, whether you're at home or away, and you say, well, we're going to run the ball and see if you could stop it. And they're not going to be able to stop it. And Ben Johnson's going to be the type of guy, well, fuck it. I'm going to make you stop it. And they might not be able to.
Right. I just have a feeling that the interior of that defensive line is going to play better than any of us think. I don't know why. I look at the names. I don't know who's going to be there even. I don't.
At what position? I'm sorry?
I'm talking about the defensive tackles.
Okay.
I really think we are going to be totally upgraded as opposed to what we saw last year at the defensive tackle position. Yeah. And everybody's like, well, how can you say that? It's a rookie and a bunch of guys that we brought in off the street. Compare them with the guys that we brought in off the street last year and the guys who didn't even play. So I got a feeling about that. That doesn't mean it's just a feeling. It doesn't mean crap. But I think Vanderberg is going to change the dynamic, and I think at some point we'll see him and Jarrett starting. And then I've said this before, and I don't know if I'm right, but my family and friends in Minnesota have told me they really like James Lynch. He never really got a chance there, and I don't even look at the tape from the Bengal game. I looked at it I was watching Vanderberg. And I just kept noticing James Lynch, whether it was defensive end or defensive tackle, he was getting pressure on the ball. I know there's a couple guys that have said on this chat in the past that he's just a name. There's no way he'll be here. He's garbage. I just tend to disagree with that. So, matter of fact, it was our old producer who said there's no way Lynch will make the team. He's something to that effect, and I just disagree with that.
Yeah,
I think Dex is the odd man out here at some point, and it might not even be the start. I'm not saying we're going to trade him tomorrow. I'm not saying anything other than I could see Dex falling down the depth chart throughout the season or into the season.
Gervon Dexter?
No. Gervon, yeah.
Wow, that is actually nightmare fuel, because again, maybe we're looking into this too much. Again, the report of the Bears shopping Gervon Dexter comes from Jordan Schultz. And if you guys don't know who Jordan Schultz is, he is effectively, I don't want to call him the Ian Rappaport, but he plays that role for Fox Sports.
Yeah.
And I would consider Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero, who got laid off somehow. He really impresses me. Those are your S and your A tier sources. I would say Jordan Schultz is definitely below them, whether it's B or C. So I'm not calling Jordan Schultz a liar, but I need you guys to realize that Jordan Schultz pays to have draft picks told to him 2 to 5 minutes early before the pick is made so that he can tweet it and that he can get a bigger check from Papa Elon. So when these rumors come out, that's what you need to think about when you see these types of things. But the problem is that it makes too much damn sense. Gervon Dexter is a guy who, again, if he gets another 6, God forbid 8 sacks for the Bears, he's going to be asking for a king's ransom at a position in the NFL that I think is effectively devoid of talent. You got guys like Jalen Carter, who, yes, are very good. They're getting, as I just said, a king's ransom lump sum of money. The Bears cannot afford to pay that to Gervon Dexter. So I think that's the writing on the wall that would suggest, well, if you can't retain him, why don't you go get your pick while you can? Because if he walks in free agency, signs that large contract for someone else, and you're relying on a comp pick, we already know, thank you Atlanta, that we won't get the goddamn comp picks. So go get your 3rd or your 4th round pick the natural way, and let it play out from there. Here's the interesting part about all this, too, with James Lynch. Foster hit the nail so far on the head because the guy can play defensive end and he can also play defensive tackle. If Gervon Dexter was to get traded, I don't think Kentavius Street would be your start. I do not think that Kentavius Street would be your starting 3 technique. Maybe, just maybe he would be, but I think there would be the shift where Grady Jarrett becomes a starting 3 tech, Neville Gallimore becomes a starting 1 technique, and you got Kentavius Street and Jordan Vandenberg backing those players up. Yeah. James Lynch would be the joker and can fill in with necessary on that rotation, and Jaden Loving, breaking news, would be the player I would put on the practice squad.
This is why I say Lynch is going to make the team, because there's people that saying he's not. I'm like, do you realize that he can play? He'll play, and you can line him up in any one of the 4 spots on that defense, either end position and either tackle position. He actually can play those positions, and I don't is how many guys on the team that we have that can do that can play all 4 defensive line positions. That kind of reminds me of a guy by the name of Dan Hampton who could do that.
Yeah. Well, the only other
I'm not saying Lynch is Dan Hampton, but
and it's not even close. But the only other player that has any sort of versatility like that is Deo Odengbo. The problem is Deo Odengbo is only a pass rushing 3 technique, a.k.a. Gervon Dexter. So if you already got Gervon Dexter and you're paying Deo Odengbo all this goddamn money, and if you say he's motivated, I'm going to ban you in the I'm going to ban you, the Scrolls. You did it. I'm going to fucking ban you, Scrolls. Anyway, whether
you're
he's
not
got
banning nobody.
Whether he's, of course, I would never do that, guys.
I know.
It's frustrated that the motivated stuff is annoying. If you think the player, I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. That's all I have to say.
No, you're good, man. It's just I with what teams did against us running wise. If that happens again this year, I just don't see how we can improve if they're going to be able to run right up the middle on us. And then I just don't think we're going to get as many turnovers. I still think we're going to get a lot, because that's part of oh my God, why can't I think of the guy's name? And I love him too. University. No, the coach for the Bears. Come on, everybody loves him.
What?
Not Dennis Allen.
Al Harris?
Al Harris University. That's what it's on. One of the guys said it in the game. He goes, when they do the thing, what school are you from? And he goes, Al Harris University. Because he coaches the turnovers, man. We got to keep the peanut punch alive in Chicago forever, and become a team that, like our past, causes turnovers, man. Yeah. That should not end just because certain guys have left the team, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that there's obvious upside with the secondary.
Thanks, Kevs.
I think that there's a lot of talent. It's just that this bevy of injuries that are all happening at the exact same time, it's putting a very grim outlook. Let's pivot the conversation a little bit. It's still going to be about the 53-man roster, but if you guys could try and make heads and tails of my chicken scratch here, you'll see at the top left I've got this legend, and the legend is signifying what you're seeing on the screen, what that means, right? So when you see Tony Fields and you see Wayne Matthews bolded, those players, according to the Bears depth chart, they are tied at the depth at the position that they're in, linebacker 4. And again, more importantly on the offense, every single left tackle on the franchise is in competition for the starting left tackle position. For one of there is no wide receiver 1 and 2 on this graphic. Let that be clear. For one of the wide receiver positions that include Rome Odunze as the lead dog, Scotty Miller and Ray McLeod are in a competition for that spot, and the other wide receiver position, spearheaded by Luther Burden, has a much more interesting battle with J.P. Richardson, Caden Davis, and Omari Kelly from Little Bro, Michigan State University. All 3 of those guys are in a competition for that position. And here's something I wanted to make sure Foster's aware of, because he says, I'm in the minority, but I think Roschon's the running back 3. So does the entire Bears franchise, including your head coach, including your general manager.
Well,
Roschon Johnson is listed on the depth chart.
Like that. I just
saying.
meant this. When everybody was down, Roschon's got to go, because that's been going on since last season, correct?
And I was the one who was saying that this time last year.
Right. And I haven't been out on the guy because I thought he was not the last preseason game, the game against Cleveland, he looked more like what I anticipated 2 years ago. But when you can't stay on the field, you can't show anything anyways when if you're not available.
And here,
so
let's call this very objectively, right? Raise your hand, chat. Raise your hand if you want Roschon Johnson taking away snaps from either of DeAndre Swift or Kyle Monangai. If your hand is up, please put it down there, silly head. There is no reason that Roschon Johnson should be taking meaningful snaps as running back. So what does that mean for his position on the roster? He is a special teams guy.
Special teams, yeah.
Travis Homer, he's no longer here. That man has left to go get the milk, and he has still not come home. He will not come home. Roschon Johnson is your special teams ace who can play running back, and when he's asked to play with Caleb Williams and the starting offensive unit, including Caden Davis, against the Cincinnati Bengals, Roschon Johnson looks average. And for running back 3, that is good. I know you saw Salvan Ahmed take a screen pass against the 3rd or the 4th string unit of the Cleveland Browns, mighty Cleveland Browns. And he took it for 60 yards, and he looked shifty and all these things. It's all true, but the Bears are telling you via their depth chart that they've published that he is in a competition for the 4th running back spot with Britton Brown. Not the 3rd, the 4th.
I like Salvan Ahmed. I don't know enough about him. I think I said to somebody, I'm like, man, this guy could actually be a steal of a pickup if he is what he looked like. But again, that was 3rd and 4th string players he was playing. So
here's how I see it. DeAndre Swift has his heir apparent replacement in Salvan Ahmed, and Kyle Monangai's replacement would effectively be Roschon Johnson in light of an injury or whatever, okay?
Right, right.
Which one of those 2 starting running backs has a hyperextended knee? Keep that in mind that Kyle Monangai, who might not even be fit to play week 1, might not want to put him on IR miss him 4 weeks. They might only need him to miss 1 week or 2 weeks. I think Roschon Johnson's the perfect guy to fill in the gap, so to speak, temporarily. And just because Salvan Ahmed makes the practice squad or is cut entirely, I think Britton Brown was the same story last year, right? He was either cut, he was either a practice squad guy or something happened, and all of a sudden he's scoring touchdowns against the Cincinnati Bengals. So just because these guys don't make your team initially, it doesn't mean that they're dead and gone forever. Obviously, if a team picks them up, then it's a whole different situation. But again, are we really talking about Salvan Ahmed? Is he going to go back to the Dolphins? Is that what's going to happen, guys? I don't think so. I think Salvan Ahmed is destined for your practice squad. Here, let me see if I can do this for you guys, because I have a feeling that maybe aside from Cliff Victoria, none of you guys listen to me ramble like I'm doing now on Tuesday. You already get enough of that on Thursday. There is a video right here. Let's have Foster tell us what he sees. I'll put Foster on the spot. I have found 4 special teams plays from Salvan Ahmed. I highlight him in the video so you know exactly what he is. He's number 36. These are special teams reps. Just let me know what you see. And I know
He's
we're not
on the
supposed to have
ground.
audio silence.
He's on the ground.
Well, he was on the ground because he got a pancake block with 38.
And there he causes the tackle.
Yeah.
He actually got his hand on
no,
a guy
I disagree.
first.
I disagree. Right? He gets here. Let's take it slow, if
Well,
I can.
Go ahead.
So for starters, on the kickoff, he's on the ground because he's in tandem with number 38, who I love, Skylar Thomas, who I don't project to make the roster. He gets a combo block. They pancake the guy on the kickoff. It's irrelevant to Caden Davis. I think this was the play that he muffed that kickoff. If that was Caden Davis, I can't remember. This is a fine play, in my opinion. It's a nice pancake. But here's the next one, right? He's, I don't know what position that's named. He's running down the field. He's right there. He's in position, buddy. Make the tackle. Oh, you can't. You're not talented enough to make the tackle. That's what I saw.
I got an arm on it. You're right, though. He should have stayed in front of the guy.
And now, this one's even more interesting, okay? Same exact situation. He's going through the middle of the special teams kick here. But this time, it's not so clean. He gets fouled up. He kind of gets lost in the wash, and then the guy kind of just gets him out of the way. Then he's attempting, and he's kind of in position, and the guy just runs right by him. So, we got a big problem. I got to pull it. That's bad.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It was deleted on Facebook.
That's okay. Unfortunately, for the Facebook audience that I don't think was ever there, we apologize. So this is the big problem we have. It's probably going to hit copyright strike. I'll try and cut it out. We're about minute 20 in, and I'll write that down somewhere. I don't know. Again, here, let let the rest of the video play one last time so you see the last rep, so you know exactly kind of what I see. This is Caden Davis trying to make your football team, 27. He's going to cut across the field, but 36 is on his fucking ass.
Boom.
So, guys, Salvan Ahmed is not going to be taking away snaps from DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai. So what is he going to do for your football team if he's on the 53? You want him to sit there and rot and collect dust? I want players on my football team to contribute. And the guy can't contribute on special teams. Yes, he looks great against the Browns' fourth teamers.
Well, we know
Ahmed is not going to make this roster.
We know what Roshan Johnson is on special. We all know that.
Yes.
He's one of our better special teams players. Matter of fact, I think that's one of the reasons that he's still here, and they brought Sanborn back. There's another really good special teams player.
A really good special teamer that I do not project to make the roster.
I know you don't. I think he will make the roster.
Well, here.
And why I think he'll make the roster is because not only is he a special team player, but we know he can play all three positions at the linebacker, even though one of them we're probably not going to see. We're only going to see two linebackers and an extra safety this year. We're not going to see three linebackers on the field a whole bunch at all.
And do you know what you're describing? You're describing the perfect practice squad player. Any of those linebacker players come up with an injury, Jack Sanborn elevated, and I'm not going to say you're not going to miss a beat.
Yeah.
He'll be able to fill in very well.
It's not going to be as big of a fall off. He's familiar with players around him. He has a good idea of the system. So, and then Ked's just asked, so who plays running back in case of injury? What injury? Who's getting injured, Keds? Is it Monangai or does it even matter?
Well, yeah.
Let's just say Monangai doesn't start the season because he's injured. Like Carl said, let's say he misses that game against the Panthers. Who's going to be playing running back?
Yeah,
it's going to be Roshan Johnson.
I hate to repeat myself, but Kyle Monangai, hyperextended knee, I don't think it's worth putting him on the IR and benching him for 4 weeks. Right. I would expect him to miss at the extreme most 2 weeks. 2 weeks of Roshan Johnson, you're fine. Yeah, let's address the elephant in the room, Trips.
Matter of fact, here with let's say Swift does get dinged, so now you're running, but then let's say Swift does get dinged, Monangai's there. In third and short situations and goal line, who's your biggest back? Who's your power back?
Yeah,
Roshan Johnson's the guy to get 3 yards. More so with depth.
Tripp's point is just that if DeAndre Swift goes down, you've got a monster problem. I think that at that point you elevate Salvan Ahmed from the practice squad, or maybe he's just sitting rotting on the couch and you just give him a call. So I do think that in that very unfortunate situation, that's a better option, right? I want Salvan Ahmed to replace DeAndre Swift before I want Roshan Johnson to replace him. The thing is that when you talk about the guys who have looked the best for the Chicago Bears in the 2026 training camp, if it's not Caleb Williams, it's DeAndre Swift. That is a really good football player, and don't let me be the one to tell you that, because my opinion of the player was that he wasn't good enough, right? I'm not going to shy away from that. He has proved me wrong. Maybe that was Eric Bieniemy proved me wrong. I don't know. We'll get the answers to the chicken or the egg in 2026.
And you're not alone, because I want everybody in the chat to remember how prior to last season, everybody was talking about we need to get a better running back than Swift. A lot of people said it. You can deny it or whatever, but it was a lot of people going on with it. I was one of them who said, I think we need to upgrade too. And he proved us wrong. He proved us wrong by what he did last season.
And maybe I'm in the minority. I was watching the 2026 NFL draft, and the Seattle Seahawks were on the clock, and I was clenching my asshole, right? Maybe this is an entire podcast dedicated to Psyllium Husk. Clenching my asshole. Seattle, do not draft Jadarian Price. Do not draft Jadarian Price. I want him on the Chicago Bears. And that didn't happen. He's in Seattle. That's going to be a conversation you have in 2027, man. That's going to be, DeAndre Swift, how did you look in 2026? Is it worth extending you? Again, this is his contract year again. I would look in 2027 to potentially upgrade at running back still.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still in that mold. I just don't. Sorry, Shorty just sent us a thing. I don't know if you caught it. I didn't even read it. He's right in the middle of that, because I'm on my phone filming this, so it cut into my phone. That, sorry guys, something. I don't even know what he said.
He's just saying that he's going to be going out to dinner. So
Shorty,
maybe Shorty has been listening to this for the last 90 minutes, and he gets to hear me say hello. So hello, Shorty.
Screw you, man. Shorty. Have a drink for me, you bastard.
Yeah, man. As far as my roster projections here, Foster, I had the Bears at 25 players on offense, 25 players on defense. It's pretty cut and dry, the players that I have. There is one comment, and I do want to give the flowers. The way I have this presented on the screen is slightly incorrect, but it factually is correct. There are two
the Bears. From the Bears. You got this all off the Bears website.
Yes, this is my handiwork so that I can project to you what the players' numbers are, and if they're a rookie draft pick or an undrafted free agent, or if they're tied on the depth chart. There is something here that is wrong. The Bears have 2 tight end positions listed as starters, and they are in the correct order. The first grouping, and again, not tight end 1 versus tight end 2, you guys can obviously figure that out for yourselves, but in one tight end position, it is Colston Loveland, Sam Roush second, Hayden Large third. The other grouping, Cole Kmet first, Stephen Carlson second, and Kadir Ismail third. And I took the liberty of saying that, yes, Loveland is a tight end ahead of Kmet. Yes, Sam Roush is a tight end ahead of Stephen Carlson, but Hayden Large is still third behind Stephen Carlson. I think if they had to make a decision to keep a 4th tight end, I think it might be Stephen Carlson. But if you saw my projection on Twitter, I've got both Stephen Carlson and Hayden Large on the practice squad, because Hayden Large might just be our best left tackle on the entire roster. The guy can block, and he's damn good at it. So number 43, I hope that they keep him around. I think he'll be a good football player. I don't think that this football team, they need to keep 10 offensive linemen because they don't have a goddamn starting left tackle, clear cut at least. They cannot keep 4 tight ends, guys. I don't see how they can do that.
I want to address the chat here, and this is just going to be a little joke because Scrolls, I love that picture too. Scrolls says Ahmad is a Corvette, Rojo is an F-150 that can't turn. And then Cliff said an F-150 that breaks down too. So guys, I've had both of those. I've had both of those vehicles.
Oh my God.
And when I went to take out 7 stop signs in a row on one block that they just put up because they decided that they should keep my neighborhood safe by putting a stop sign on every corner. I got a little pissed. I wasn't going to take them out with the vet. I used the F-150. Now, when I wanted to get around them, I used the vet. I don't know if you're getting it, but Swift and Monangai are not going to run over these guys on our roster. The only guy that can do that, and I'm not even going to say he's great at that, would be Roshan. So
don't sell.
There's going to be tons of backs available, dude.
Do not sell mighty Kyle Monangai short. Go ask. Who's that stupid linebacker for the stupid Packers who had a stupid helmet cracked open in Green Bay by Kyle Monangai? Who is that? Who is that asshole?
Yeah, I don't remember.
He's on Oakland now. So
Oakland.
Again, yeah, don't sell Kyle Monangai short, even if he tries to drink the water bottle backwards or squirts the thing out.
I'm a huge Kyle Monangai fan. When we drafted him, I looked at his film and said he's going to be playing for us immediately. Got laughed at for that. I got laughed at for saying Ozzie Trapillo is going to be our left tackle on this show the day after we drafted him. It's all on the air too. You can see it all. I stated that, and everybody just shut up and said, "Why did we draft a backup right tackle at that time?" And I went, "Dude, go look at his film." So, and we all saw what happened. I just hope Ozzie can come back and play the way he was playing and continue to grow. Because that injury is brutal, man. That's a brutal injury.
Let's talk about left tackle. And again, I have not made any mistakes. That is the exact order. But the thing is that the Bears will tell you that they're tied. I think, though, that the way that the Bears website presented this, it was a Freudian slip, if that's the correct term. I think that it is Braxton Jones's job to lose. And I think that they are fed up with 72, and I think that he cannot play football. I'm glad PJ's not here to reprimand me. 71 needs to be coverage for left tackle. I think that Theo Benedict, who probably would be a better left tackle than Jedrick Wills. You want to laugh at something? I think that Theo Benedict is a starter. I think that the 6th offensive line position for the Bears is going to be playing 5 plays a game. And whether you like it or not, that's a role that is effectively a starter, right? He's not one of the starting 5. He is an additional offensive lineman. But Theo Benedict has a role, and he will be playing it. And I think the backup left tackle position would be Jedrick Wills. If Braxton Jones is not good enough or gets injured before Ozzie Trapillo comes back, I think that Jedrick Wills would be thrust into the left tackle position before Theo Benedict.
Didn't Jedrick look better at right tackle in the preseason games until he got injured again?
Are you reading my script there, buddy?
No.
I think Jedrick Wills actually would be the first right tackle to come in.
Right.
For
something happened right.
A very bad. I don't even want to talk about 58 not being on the field.
Yeah.
Jedrick Wills, I think, saved his job and earned this 53-man roster spot for his play at right tackle against Cincinnati. I think he looked adequate, which is a lot more than I could say for Crown Amagaje. And the real Freudian slip from the Bears roster that is published, Ozzie Trapillo tied for first place on the depth chart, but he is listed 4th. Yeah. I think that Ozzie Trapillo will not be ready to go for 8 weeks. Probably at least 8 weeks. And I hate to be that asshole.
It would be 6 to 8 in, but you can't rush the guy back. He's your future. If that injury's, you can't rush him back.
That's exactly it. You need him. You need a left tackle, but you need a left tackle for a long time.
Right, right.
If you just decide, Braxton Jones doesn't look good enough, we can't weather ship, we need to put Ozzie Trapillo on there.
Yeah.
If something happens to that knee before he's ready, that's a career, guys. You cannot risk that.
I like this comment from Cliff, man. Ozzie Trapillo is way ahead of schedule. The guy heals like Keith Richards. I don't know.
I'll let you tell me about Keith Richards. Nope. Very ignorant to Keith Richards. Is that so?
Keith Richards should have been dead so many times. It's disgusting.
Wow.
They drained him for blood in Canada. Wouldn't even let him in the United States. Had to replace all his blood, dude. I swear to God. Read it.
Cliff Victoria says, quite.
Quite.
Oh,
no, absolutely. I got all the books on the Stones. It's my favorite band. So
Oh my god!
I just thought that was funny, man. For anybody who knows Keith Richards, I think one of the funniest things I saw too was Mike Myers of SNL Saturday Night Live doing Keith Richards. It was hilarious. If you haven't seen that yet, and you're any bit of a Richards fan, go look at that because he does them pretty damn good, man. You can't understand half the shit he's saying. And then Pirates of the Caribbean, the star of the Pirates of the Caribbean, what's his name? Johnny Depp modeled his entire character after Keith Richards.
Wow. You
didn't know that? It was written. He stated it. He goes, that whole character is me doing Keith Richards as a pirate.
Wow.
So it's pretty funny. Keds. That explains all the vampires over here. I'm getting ready to get in my coffin, Kedsy. Sorry I missed you guys last night. I was trying to hop on there and say hello. I just kind of dozed off. Trips and Keds were on with Nomad. They always do some good stuff over there, man.
That's right. Yeah, shout out to those guys for doing their thing. We had Trips on the podcast semi-recently, and
yeah,
he's always in form. He's always ready to go. He hits the ground running.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we need to get both of them back on here. That's something
I'd
need
have
to
to
do.
agree. That would be an interesting kind of combination there, especially as we
absolutely,
towards
man.
the season.
Well,
Foster, when we're talking about this football game against the Titans, and I gave you the lowdown on the roster, and if you need the reference brought back up on the screen, let me know. What are some position battles that you're looking for at kind of these last 5 in, first 5 out? What are you looking at? Or what are you looking for?
I've mostly been just watching that defensive line because I just want to know really who's going to be where, who's going to be what. So we know this for sure. I don't care what the list that you brought up that they have, but we know it's going to be Sweat's going to be out there. Booker's going to be out there. Davenport probably going to get thrown into the mix. How healthy is our motivated guy or unmotivated guy that we keep fucking around with?
How do I ban Foster?
You can't. You can, but I'll just keep coming back because I'll outlive you.
True. This is very true.
Hey, Patty Lara, how you doing?
Is that why you brought up Keith Richards having his blood drained because you were the beneficiary of this?
Yes, absolutely.
It all makes sense. The show always comes full circle. Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna be watching more so the defensive tackles. I am. Just the whole defense. I'll be keeping more of an eye on the defense. Like even when everybody's complaining about the offense, I'm like, well, what did we do? Play 4 plays last week, and our starting offense won 3-0. I mean, I'm going over it in my head, right? We ran 4 or 6 offensive plays with some starters, and it was 3-0. So that's the whole game to me because those are starters.
Right. You know, Colson Loveland. God forbid the future Hall of Famer is not in midseason form in a preseason game, right? If he takes a little bit of a more outside angle and he's on the same page with Caleb Williams, which throughout the camp they have been, that's a touchdown. So you were scoring points against their defense. It wasn't their starting unit, and I've got some breaking news on the Bengals defensive line there. The Bears offense looked fine.
I'm not worried about it. It's that defense, dude. What are we going to have?
So again,
go ahead. Sorry,
Deo Dengbo. I'm not going to use the M word because I'm not an asshole. Deo Dengbo looked great. He looks really good. So I'm happy with what I saw out of him, and I think it's all a numbers game. I guess let me give you some hypotheticals. Because I know a guy, talked to him every Thursday. I didn't talk to him this Thursday. I might talk to him on Sunday after the Cutdown day, Adam Mason. Adam Mason will go to war. He would crack you upside the head if you said, Marcus Davenport's not going to make this roster. And that's exactly what I said last night. Why is a guy listed 4th on your defensive end depth chart who is currently injured and is not playing football? You think that Marcus Davenport's a shoo-in?
I don't think he's a shoo-in, but I would not be surprised if he makes the roster and he's involved just because of the past. That's the only reason. I had to put that up there because Keds was cracking me up, man. I love the chat to it. Did you see what he said?
Life-extending healthcare?
Yeah. Keds Ken's the Canuck.
I'll take.
Yeah, Foster visits Canada for life-extending health care.
Here.
Really, he just mainlined some of that Keith Richards shit.
Yeah, maybe Ked's the Canuck. I've already gotten the show taken down on Twitter and Facebook somehow, so let's see if I can get it taken down on YouTube as well. That comment from Keds is very Netanyahu-like, so very good shout-out to you, Keds the Canuck. Yeah, I mean, I tried to be a little bit passionate about this. I mean, Jeremiah Martin, nice to smell you. You're gone. Marcus Davenport, you're going to take Marcus Davenport onto your roster, and you're going to throw away Jeremy Croma, to the practice squad? No, I'm good. I'll take Jeremy Croma. Jaden Loving, I'd rather have Jaden Loving than Marcus Davenport, as controversial as that may sound.
I like Jaden Loving. I think he's going to be something.
Yeah. And Jaden Loving, I don't think that you've done just quite enough, right? Bravo to Jaden Loving. He saw Jordan Vandenberg take flight and dive out of bounds after running across half the field. Jaden Loving, a few plays later that drive, I think the same drive, he did the same damn thing. So shout out to him for getting the memo. That's the effort you want to see. But you're not going to beat out these guys ahead of you. Me and Foster are the unicorns. It's awkward that we're on the show together and alone because James Lynch is that guy. I really like him. I think that for what he is, your 9th, your 10th defensive lineman who can play both defensive tackle and defensive end. That's a guy who I keep James Lynch over Marcus Davenport. Marcus Davenport has obvious upside at defensive end in comparison, but the player's injured.
And then Gallimore and Street. We've got a good problem, really.
Well,
I know. I was just going to stop myself and say, hold on, dude, because these maybe aren't the players that we want full time. But I'm going into the season. We have a better problem than anticipated in my mind. That doesn't even mean it's for anybody else's. At that defensive tackle position, because I'm just going, man, when are we going to not give up 6 yards of carry? We can't. We got away with it last year. We going to get away with it again? I don't think so.
Let Jervon Dexter talk about that. Let Jervon Dexter talk about that. He was there in 2024 with Matt Eberflus, where the Bears were bottom 5 in rush yards allowed. And Jervon Dexter, of course, was there last year in a new scheme with Dennis Allen, with some new players around him. And he's the consistent player who's not playing the run well.
Is he playing in the right position, too? And that was the other thing, too, I meant to say. That
he's playing in the right position for the Chicago Bears, but he's not playing in the right position, no.
Yeah,
he can't get off the goddamn football. The ball is snapped. Here. The football was snapped.
He's still got the Florida college delay in his step.
Yeah, the football was snapped. We just did a podcast for an hour and 40 minutes, and Jervon Dexter has not got out of his goddamn stance. I'm sick of the player. I've been dogging on him for 18 months, and boom, all of a sudden, a guy who pays for likes on Twitter or for tweets on Twitter, he's tweeting out that Jervon Dexter's getting trade interest.
Yeah.
I was 18 months early. What do I get for being 18 months early?
Yeah. Tony Moy might be right. Dex belongs in a 3-4.
I think Tony's correct. Jervon Dexter, for me, the experiment is over. I would much rather have Jordan Vandenberg at this point. The problem is that we've watched Jordan Vandenberg play one technique. So,
wait. You better go back and look at the film from Cleveland because he played one technique. Cincinnati. One technique, 3 technique, and he played true nose tackle all in that game. Go back and look at the film.
Well, we watched the film together with PJ against
Cleveland. Oh, that's right.
Week 1.
We did.
And
I forgot.
Again, let's call a spade here. Jordan Vandenberg, per the coach, right? I'm not a coach. Foster might be a coach in a previous life, not right now, I don't think. PJ's a coach. He says, why is Jordan Vandenberg against Cleveland, not against Cincinnati, against Cleveland? Why is Jordan Vandenberg on the ground so much? Right. So, again, I didn't get the pleasure of watching the All-22 for Jordan Vandenberg against Cincinnati.
Me neither.
The game told me that he was 10 times more impactful. The guy is really improving week to week in the preseason. I'm really looking forward to what he'll do in week 3 against the Titans here.
And everything I see and read about the camp is he's impressing everybody. It's not just what we saw in the game. You got to take everything into consideration.
Yeah. And
and I haven't Nick from Just Another Year The Bears actually invited him, and he spent the day there. I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Brody?
Nick got an invite.
Good
He's
for
gonna have like 50,000 subs before the home opener, man.
Yeah.
And he said he's just impressed with Vandenberg never stops. He just never stops. And that's what you want from defensive linemen. Never stops. Motor never stops. How many times you see one of the guys, the plays running around, he just starts kind of walking, jogging, slower and slower. No good.
So here, let's go down the rabbit hole on this defensive tackle situation. I think I'm done with it. Let's say Jervon Dexter gets traded. I don't think that Jordan Vandenberg is immediately a starter, as taboo as that is to say. Grady Jarrett is a starter right now, but who's the next best defensive lineman behind those two? I think it's Neville Gallimore. And Neville Gallimore is no 3 technique. So I think they would ask Grady Jarrett to slide over to 3 technique.
Agreed.
Neville Gallimore would play 1 technique, and the backup for Grady Jarrett would be Contavious Street, and the backup for Neville Gallimore would be Jordan Vandenberg. That's the way that I see it.
I could throw Lynch, or because Lynch can back up anybody. That's the other thing. You could take his name and put it. You could take his name and put it at all 4 spots in the last row.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he wouldn't be the first rotational piece, but like the second.
Right.
He'd be a spell guy for sure, and I think he'd be really good at that. Unfortunately, if you're taking in 10, 11 defensive linemen into your 53-man roster, all of those guys cannot be active. I wouldn't be surprised to see James Lynch inactive for a lot of games because of that. If that makes sense.
That's going to depend on the defensive end situation to me. Because he is versatile.
To me, the defensive end position seems pretty clear. The Bears have it listed the way that they have it on the screen, but I just don't agree with it. I think your starters...
Today it's clear, but we all know that can change in an instant.
Yeah. No, I know, and that's the screaming...
That could change tomorrow morning after the tough practice they went through. Was it today or yesterday?
They did the joint practice in Tennessee today.
Okay, so we could wake up tomorrow and say, oh, you know what? By the way, so-and-so, Dale's hurt, Hardy's hurt, or somebody's injured, and they're not going to be playing a game this week. We know what can happen. So, and Cliff's noting this point that the Bears carried 10 defensive linemen last season.
Yeah, I know. I know. Again, my projection here that I keep trying to bring up, I don't think it's correct. It's just what my projection is.
Yeah.
I think that when you have Kyler Gordon and Kobe Bryant projected to come back in some capacity at some point, I wouldn't be surprised if they go light on the 53 initially with the defensive back room. Because it really is a hard thing to evaluate this with the way you evaluate special teams too. I showed you the clips of Salvan Ahmed, and he was having combo blocks for 38. I really like Skylar Thomas. He was the player who had the interception against the Bengals, and he had a PBU and a tackle for loss, I think, the previous week against Cleveland. Number 38 is an undrafted free agent, I think, out of Oregon State. That's a good player. But now we're talking about this awkward conversation. Would you rather have Skylar Thomas or James Lynch? Would you rather have Jalen Jones or Jamry Chroma? These are really hard things to evaluate in the grand scheme. But, again, we say all the time, we like James Lynch. I don't know if that's
enough.
Would you rather have Skylar Thomas? Would you rather have Beanie Bishop? I don't know. It's a really hard thing. So again, when you look at this final preseason game, pick a guy that you think you want to make this roster and just watch him. I'm going to be watching 38 every single time that I can. I'm going to be watching 96 quite a lot too, but
I'm going to key in on the defense in that game. Matter of fact, wasn't there a game on tonight nationwide? Raiders, Oakland's playing somebody. I forgot about it.
The mind virus has fully infected you, Foster. Thank you for calling them the Oakland Raiders, which is their actual name. They are the Oakland Raiders, just like as the team in Washington is named the Redskins, just as the team that plays on the West Coast is named St. Louis. So.
Yep. Actually, they're still. Oh no, wait, yeah, the Rams, the St. Louis Rams.
So to answer your question, just real quick.
Actually, to me, if we're going to do that, I'm going to just go with they're the Cleveland Rams.
Now Foster's really showing.
They played in Cleveland. I'm just saying they were the Cleveland Rams.
So are they the Cleveland Ravens and the Baltimore Browns? is that where we're going here?
Yeah, I'll do it.
The Indianapolis Ravens, the Baltimore Colts. Like, what are we doing here, Foster? To answer your question real quick, the football game, the Browns versus the Patriots. Dylan Gabriel threw 3 touchdowns. And a guy named Justin Jefferson made an interception against the Patriots for the Browns. So a very interesting day of football there.
What is that on? Is it on Amazon or something?
Yeah, it's got the Thursday night football.
Yeah,
so it looks like NFL
I can't even watch
Plus,
that
Amazon.
Crap. I don't know how. I just looked away from the chat for a second, and I looked back, and the next thing I see is Whoopi was good in Star Trek, but aliens fried her brain.
Wow. Well,
I don't know what they're talking about, but I love them.
I'm on the old Twitter machine, which I have not been on all day because I have a full-time job. A little bit of breaking news. We'll credit Cream Sleeve for this one. Everyone's favorite janitor on Twitter. Cream Sleeve tweets, 10:39 a.m. Ben Johnson mentioned that Marcus Davenport isn't injured, but he's had a lot of injuries in his career, so they're ramping him up slowly. I think the doors have been blown off. I think if Marcus Davenport plays at an average level on Saturday, he'll be on the 53-man roster on Sunday. I've come to that conclusion at this point, if your head coach is saying he's healthy.
Yeah, the minute they announced that they signed him, I'm just like, if they can get any semblance of the 2021 season or half of it, he's making this roster.
Well, what does that mean for?
I'm not even going to say they're going to get it, but
what that means for this depth chart.
That's the big question: is who's out?
Right. No, I mean, let's be honest. Marcus Davenport would slot in right behind Deo Dangbo.
Yep.
So you immediately are putting probably any combination of Daniel Hardy, James Lynch, or Jeremy Chroma on the chopping block, which that's kind of a shell shock. But
Jeremiah Martin?
That player's gone. He's garbage. I mean, he's not garbage. He's an NFL football player, but he has no chance at this roster. Yeah. I don't even think Jeremiah Martin has a chance at the practice squad.
I'm going on. Oh, that's right. This is just a list of now. So I've got it wrong in my mind.
Yeah, and Shamar Turner isn't here either. So there's just not a lot of room. The floor has been raised tremendously. It's a shame, though, because the ceiling has not budged either.
No, and we're not going to know anything till the season starts. I just hope it's not. At least I know with the offense, we shouldn't have this. You know how I say every year that the first 3, 4, 5 games are the real preseason because nobody plays in the preseason.
Yeah.
So we should not have that with the offense, but we're going to have that with the defense.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it.
Dick Cheese, shout out to Dick Cheese. Richard Colby says, that's what you'd call a jag.
A jag.
That's correct. Just another guy. Absolutely. Thank you for that comment. Ked says that makes Lynch.
James Lynch, a practice squad body.
Unfortunately, I think that's the only truth at this point then, because, again, all this conversation for 2 hours has been, well, Marcus Davenport isn't playing football. They had a plan. And speak of the man. Oh, you got
Oops, sorry, Carl. I'm putting you as Shorty tonight. When Shorty's here, I'm usually doing that. I just got a bad habit of it all the time. You know it. I like to pick stuff and stick it up there, even when you are running it. That's why half the time I'm going, man. Is Carl still here? I don't know if he's here. And then the chat goes, and I'm like, yeah, he's still here.
So you want to shove what up where? Just to make sure we're on the same page?
She told me no.
Oh, okay. That's a shame. That's a shame.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
That's a shame. Oh,
Yeah,
not
it happens.
tonight.
It happens.
Yeah. Oh,
I got allergies and my eyes won't stop watering.
I'm so lazy. I saw. Wait, where did he go? I saw Chad in the chat earlier. I don't know if I said hello to Chad.
Yeah.
So welcome in, buddy. Good to see you, man.
I just sent Chad a text, I think yesterday or the day before, just to see how he's doing and what's going on and where's he at. So I hope you're good, man. Always good.
Yeah, Cliff. That's true. That's very true. I did make a comment about it earlier, right? Though I mean, Adam Mason would literally take a chainsaw to my brain if I had this conversation with him. He'd just be like, well, Marcus Davenport's the second coming. Blah blah blah. I can already hear it. I hear it every single day from Adam. So whatever.
If Marcus Davenport is the second coming, where has he been for 3 years?
I see quite a lot. I see quite a lot of Detroit Lions fans. They are jumping up and down in the street, whether they've got clean water or not. I forgot the troll's name. Whether Detroit fans have clean water or not, they are very, very happy that Davenport is not a member of the Lions anymore. Yeah. So, again, take that for what you will. I agree with Foster. I agree with Adam. You get the best version of Marcus Davenport. Boy, that's a steal. And I was under the impression that he wasn't healthy, right? If he's not healthy, why isn't he playing football? But again, I guess he's getting this special treatment.
I just think he's not up to par physically at where he should be at this point of the season because we just brought him in.
Well, I also compared him to Tano Passanio. Tano Passanio did not make the 53-man roster, and then he started week 1, or at least was on the 53-man roster for that game.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the situation with Davenport where you signed him and you gave him the special kind of treatment because you know you're going to cut him again, but you're not going to take away that salary, and then you're going to give him the vet minimum on top of it, all to have all these different little roster manipulations. And when you talk about the 53-man roster, that's the name of the game. How can you squeeze all the value out of what you're doing with him, right? Ozzy Trapillo is going to be a Chicago Bear for the next several years. He probably will not be on this 53-man roster. That doesn't mean he's dead and gone forever.
Triple R says, look at motherfucking Foster respecting. No, he's matured so much. No, I haven't. Wow. No, I haven't. I'm not. I'm going to remain a fucking child till I drop dead. Just so you know, Trips. Love you, buddy. PJ, come on and talk about this. Because there is a rumor. And PJ, our own PJ, Coach PJ, says, isn't there a rumor that the Bears are trying to trade for Joshua Sweat? I've heard it. I've seen it. I think Keek on the Mic did a video on it, a couple other places. But it's just noise that I'm hearing. It's just like the Gervon Dexter. We're going to trade Gervon Dexter.
Well,
I never believe this stuff till I see it. So
those go hand in hand.
That would be Dexter for Sweat and maybe a pick or something.
A pick swap.
Something like that is what I've heard.
That's exactly what it is, because I almost said something bad. There are many people who are not aware of what Gervon Dexter is, and they overvalue him.
Yeah. So
when you overvalue him, you say, oh my God, Gervon Dexter, I cannot lose you, Gervon Dexter. I need something in return. The Scrolls is awesome. The Scrolls is awesome.
That's why I put it up there. Scrolls 9190 says, hey, can we trade Spider-Woman in a second for Crosby? I'd love to do it, dude.
Well,
I'll even go make a Spider-Woman. I'll just call up one of my
I'd be okay with that. But I was referring to this comment, and I don't even want to throw it out there. I'm going to take it off the screen, but the Scrolls, you're a real one for that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's it. You can put that back up there.
I'm good.
He says, you mean Keek on Bustin' Mick. Bustin's Mike.
Yes.
Mike. reading it wrong, man. My eyes just won't stop watering. These allergies are really pissing me off.
Oh boy.
I'm walking around crying all day for 2 weeks.
Are we pulling a Bears secondary and just trying to make way for Kobe Bryant here? Are we waiting for PJ to pull up, or what are we doing?
I don't know. It's 10 o'clock. I know I can't stop rubbing my eyes, Cliff. They're just running like a freaking faucet. I 2 weeks ago, I had a problem with Friday morning doing stuff because I was still hyped up from this show and didn't sleep well. So I'm trying to avoid that because it's causing me some issues on Fridays. So I don't want to sit on here till 11 and then I'm up till 1 in the morning and I got to get up at 6 and it doesn't work out well.
Okay.
So I don't know. Pete, you coming on? You come on for 10, 15 minutes and give us some insight? He won't make it in time,
Foster,
he says.
Breaking news, Foster has asked PJ to come on show. So that's where this episode is headed. As Foster said, we're 2 hours in. We haven't talked about Caden Davis. I brought him up during the Salvan Ahmed clip.
Yeah.
That's a player who I liked what I saw a little bit against Cleveland. He was with the first team offense in Cincinnati, so the football team is giving him a shot.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing anything that blew my doors off in the second game, but every time this player has something said about him from the reporters from camp, they're talking about a guy who's almost like a 53-man lock. So I don't know if you have a strong opinion one way or another about Caden Davis. The only thing I've got to say is that I project him to be the Jade Walker 2.0 of this year, and expect him to be my 53rd player to make the roster, assuming he has a good game on Saturday.
I don't know. He looked really good against Cleveland, but he had 2 drops, and one of them was right in his hands.
Yeah, he had a bad drop against Cleveland, that's for sure.
So I look at a wide receiver room, and I'm like, I like this guy. I do. But Walker, Odunze, Burden, what's his name from Detroit, which I think was a really good signing for us. Khalif Raymond, considering that DJ Moore is gone, that veteran, knowledgeable player, not just on the field, but in the locker room and on the sidelines during practice. You know, he's seen some things. I think every team's got to have those. I was saying that going back when we drafted Caleb even. I'm like, man, we need to have a veteran quarterback in here because we've got a rookie and a second-year guy in our quarterback room, and that's it. I'm a believer of having a knowledgeable veteran around, specifically, if possible, in every room, the tight end room, the wide receiver room, the offensive line room. You know, the guy's Tooney on the offensive line. He just makes that entire line better, I think. Everybody. Yeah. It sure showed last year. And like you brought up earlier, boy, those left tackles that we had that nobody even knows their freaking names looked pretty good last year. Or were more than adequate to get us through the season into the playoffs. Why? Because we've got an experienced veteran around that can help these guys. And PJ put it right there. Knowledge is a good thing. It sure is a good thing, man. I know my kids like the shit that I know. When I'm trying to help them through life situations, it's like, Dad, this is what's going on. What do you know? Well, this is what I've done. Just make sure you take the blinders off and look at it from every possible angle, and then hopefully you can make more of an informed decision, man. It's the same with this roster. Got to make the best informed. I'm happy that we got some of these problems. I mean, you know, like I said, maybe the defensive line could have had a bigger name in it, but I think you said it earlier, and actually, Carl, the Bears were the 5th highest paid defensive unit last year, not 7th, 5th. I don't know what they are this year.
7th, I think.
Okay, so I'm just saying, so for being the 7th highest paid defense, they need to be better than last year when we were the 5th highest paid defense.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we were talking about projections for the 2025 Chicago Bears before the roster started, and there were some opinions that would suggest that it was going to be a defensive team, and that was very far from the truth. I think we'll get further from that truth, lack of truth. This offense is going to have to carry the football team for, at the very least, the early segment of the team.
Yeah,
of
agreed.
The year.
4, 5, 6 weeks.
When you're talking about Kane Davis, Maurice Alexander, I thought that Maurice Alexander, before I looked this up, I thought Maurice Alexander was kind of like a Nasib Webster, who had been in the league for 5, 6, 7, 8 years and was just an actual legitimate jag. This is only Maurice Alexander's second year in the NFL, or NFL experience. He is the player who I see a little something out of too, but I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a where there's smoke, there's fire situation, and I'm almost calling for a repeat of Jade Walker's performance against the Chiefs on Saturday, because if Caden Davis is able to take over a football game, what I heard from Richard Hightower, and I feel like all I do is just spew out what I hear from Richard Hightower all the time, because I really freaking love that special teams coordinator. He thought that Caden Davis was a superstar from the special teams point of view, and the player can obviously catch a football at times. I don't know. I think I'd rather have Caden Davis than Maurice Alexander. I think Maurice Alexander rides the practice squad, to answer PJ's question directly. So,
yeah, I'm up in the air, Pete. I've got them both on a teeter-totter right now, because I think Cleveland. So the first game I was going, wow, Davis, cool. Wow, Alexander, cool. This is a nice problem to have. We've got 2 more guys that look like that they could potentially be guys on this roster and at some point make an impact. And then I go back and look at what we have in the wide receiver room. What kind of room do we have for these guys? So I'm up in the air on them. Originally I was leaning Alexander, and then all the reports and some game film have me leaning more towards Davis, but I'm going to go back to this, because sports is the only one that gets it right. Give me the best players, and I don't know which one of them is better. Time's going to show that, I think. Maybe like you said, Carl, we'll see. We'll get some more information on it that on this game coming up. So I'm stuck on it. I can't really even pick one of those guys yet. I just like the guys we have in our wide receiver room. I'm going to try and draft DJ Moore this year in my fantasy draft coming up here. I want to get him late, but I just got a feeling that guy's going to have a career year, because it's the best quarterback that he's ever played with, and he's played with 10 different starters, I believe. Go figure that one out.
Caleb Williams will get there. Don't you worry.
No, I'm not saying he won't. I'm just being, as of today, do you take Allen or do you take Caleb? That's still even tough for me now, having seen Caleb.
I'll very modestly say that that's a true toss-up. That is
I'm just going to go with Allen. I'm going to go with Allen on the basis of completion percentage. That's my only reason for it.
Sure. I mean, it's not a wrong pick.
That'll change. That'll change this year. So
here. There's 5 names on the wide receiver room that are absolute locks, and again, not in any particular order. Roma Dunze, Luther Burden, Khalif Raymond, Jade Walker, and Xavier Thomas will be. They're 53 guys. Obviously, they might, all 5 of those names might be core 40 guys. I mean, they are absolute locks for this roster. I think that you might see Tyson Bagent operating an offense, throwing balls to Maurice Alexander and J.P. Richardson and Caden Davis and anyone else on the bottom of the list there. I think you'll see him throwing for 3 quarters, because they need to figure out who's the gamer. This is their Super Bowl, Maurice Alexander and Caden Davis. This is their Super Bowl on Saturday. I think the better of those 2 players might end up being the 6th wide receiver, and they'll make the roster as the 53rd player.
Hey, Carl, what did you? Because I know your thoughts, but I'm just going to throw. What did you think when the Bears brought in Ray McLeod?
I mean, how long have you been following me on Twitter? I mean, I remember Ray McLeod catching balls against the Bears on the Steelers and taking punts back as a member of the Falcons. That guy's a gay stripper. I really dislike the player, and it's not for any other reason than I just don't think he's that good. But Again, if he was just knock your socks off and have this 12 catch, 2 touchdown performance, sure, give the veteran a roster nod, but he's not going to give you a damn thing on special teams. He's not going to knock off Khalif Raymond, let alone Xavier Thomas off of their return duties. What does Ray McLeod actually give you? In my opinion, he gives you nothing.
I was just going to agree with you because even Tripp says Miller and Ray ×2 have done nada.
I mean, are we just giving Scotty Miller a supplemental contract for his touchdown catch at the end of the first half against the Packers in that playoff run for the Buccaneers that resulted in Tom Brady's last Super Bowl? Is that why we're paying Scotty Miller? Because the player, for all intents and purposes, at today's day and age, is god-awful.
Yeah,
he's got nothing.
It's a camp body. They took a look at it. Both those guys will be gone, in my opinion.
Yeah, I genuinely don't care about the scrolls for Ray or Rome for that matter. But I genuinely don't care. I mean, Ray, that's a worthless football player.
Fucking scrolls. I'm going because I keep clearing the water out of my eyes. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I look over and I see scrolls. Ray and Rome have the best frozen football. He should stay for that alone, Trips.
Yeah.
No,
Cliff?
I got to disagree with you for one, Scrolls. I love your shit, but I just got to disagree on this one.
You know what, Cliff?
Should I grow a fro again? I had one 40 years ago.
Well.
Oh, wait, I forgot. I can't. It doesn't grow anymore.
You could try and grow your fro from below the belt there, Foster. Anyway, we have breaking news. 2 hours in the house. 2 hours and 10 minutes into the podcast, everyone. Cliff Victoria asks, we going to talk WNBA? Lots of interesting stuff happening there. It's so funny. I heard that Foster has declared himself as a draft prospect for the WNBA.
I am.
There you go.
I know I can play guard in that league, dude. I know it. I was back when I was playing basketball. We didn't have a 3-point line. If we did, every basket I made would have been 3 points because nobody let me near the freaking basket for 4 seasons.
The first and only chat poll of the night.
I'll be like this. Hey, here's my draft card. 61-year-old rookie James Foster, 5'8" and a quarter, 5'10" with the fro.
5'10" with the fro. Okay, bud. Oh,
I am a trans, Tony. I'm a transmission.
Whoa! My transmission's going out, by the way. How do I do a chat poll? Oh, whoa, what the fuck? Chill. Everyone chill out. It's too much information. Mikey got me with one of those earlier, too. Everyone's got to chill out. I was going to run a chat poll, but I'm struggling to get to the point where I'm allowed to do that. If we take Caitlin Clark out of the equation, because Caitlin Clark's damn good at basketball, take her out. Conjure up whatever other starting five in the WNBA. Sophie Cunningham, that bitch who looks like whatever it's called, the sloth from that cartoon. You know what I'm talking about? Angel Reese. Angel Reese. I don't care who it is. Could those five, any five that doesn't include Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, could they beat you, me, PJ, Shorty, and I don't know, Paul from Bearski Film? Could they beat us in a basketball game? I don't think they could.
I don't know, but they might beat one of us up.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, we'd go up by like 4 buckets, and Angel Reese would she'd just start throwing hands, and we'd all get our ass beat. Maybe not PJ. I have faith in PJ. But
me too.
Foster,
Me too.
I've got no faith. I got no faith in Angel Reese. She'd beat her ass.
Usually when I've got 2 or 3 women beating the crap out of me, I'm usually laughing at them, but that's usually like if I'm taking acid or something, and I don't do any of that shit anymore, so.
Yeah, the scrolls, this is just an objectively incorrect statement. I'm sorry to burst your bubble there. I mean, Cancer would literally put up Wilt Chamberlain numbers, even if he was saying that as a joke. He legitimately would, so. Paulski got hops. Yeah, that's right. I'll tell Paul you said that. That's true. That's true, man.
Kids. That stuff is just insane. It's just insane.
Well, I put out
Brad Griner There's already men playing in that league. I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah, I put this out on Twitter, and I don't have a big Twitter presence, so I only had 4 votes. But it was tied in the middle. I mean, what is worse, men playing in the WNBA or adults playing in the NCAA? Because you got guys who are on Cleveland's roster. They can't make an NFL roster. Well, fuck, I'll just go back to college. I'll go play tight end at Ole Miss. Are you kidding me?
PJ said we would love them boxing us out for a rebound. I don't know. It depends on who's standing in front of me. Man.
Yes. PJ's thinking with his dipstick tonight. Welcome into the show, buddy.
Richard Colby. Some people pay extra for that.
Dick cheese, yes. The world is a crazy place, Cliff says. Yep, absolutely it is.
Yeah. And we've never veered from that on this show, even when the world wasn't a crazy place, Cliff. Oh, Tony Moy, he's got a good one. Angel Reese will be like riding a meat stick trying to put back the layup. Chad Speaker, $2 super chat. Carl, that dumbass 5th-year bullshit. Expand.
It's not even like a 5th-year thing. It's like, oh, I had the COVID year. Oh, I was injured. Oh, now I'm literally 32 fucking years old and I'm playing college. Screw you, man. I don't care about your eligibility. If you're 24 years old or older, you cannot play in the NCAA. That is how I would play it. This, to be honest. So, Chad, thank you very much for the super chat, by the way.
I get it. I just look at it this way, man, because there's guys that aren't going to make the NFL, and if they can make a few bucks playing until they're 25, let them make the money. But it just messes. Too many guys are going everywhere in all these college sports. They're all over the place. I can't follow the teams anymore because there's nobody there for more than a year.
And the NFL came out with a pretty strong statement where they said that if you were to be affiliated with the NCAA as a football player whatsoever, you are not allowed to even talk to an NFL franchise, let alone come and get signed as a free agent in the middle of a year. So this world is really just getting to a crazy spot, man. And Foster's right. You got Michigan reaching out to Skylar Bell at UConn and say, hey, we'll give you $500,000 to play wide receiver for us for 1 year. Skylar Bell says, no, I'm good. He's clearly a good player if Michigan's interested in him, right, Foster? But it's just, why are we doing that? I don't care if it's Michigan. I don't care what team it is. We're bidding for teenagers. And yes, I know Michigan paid $15 million to get 3 years of Bryce Underwood. I'm very well aware of that. I'm happy he's on the Michigan Wolverines. It's a joke that they have him. Why are we bidding? This is bullshit. I hate the state of that stuff, man. I hate the NIL. I want the kids to get paid. They deserve to get paid. They're playing football at a high level. They're going to get injured. They deserve to get paid for it. But this, I'm not starting. I'm going to transfer to another team. Oh, you're going to give me all this money to play. I hate it. And the byproduct is affecting the product that I care the most about, which is the NFL. Got Traden Stukes, Jordan Vandenberg. Hope I'm a rookie. I'm a 24-year-old rookie. I'm a 25-year-old rookie. The hell you are. This is weird, man. It's weird stuff. I've lost Foster. Everyone, I might pull the plug.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I had to get the water out of my eyes. PJ would have 30 years ago. He would have went toe to toe with him. I think that's the basketball stuff.
Yeah, I fully agree with that, PJ. Talk about Mike Mulligan.
Brick Rip Saw, and I don't recognize that name. Did I miss him before?
I don't recognize that name either. So welcome in, buddy. If you are a
welcome in, Brick. Talk about Mike Mulligan. Spike Mulligan? He was a comedian.
Mike Mulligan, the Mully and Haw show, which is no longer a thing because he got fired from the 670 The Score.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Brick Rip Saw. This is the last time, or the first time that he's been in the chat since Eric Kramer was on the show. So welcome in, buddy. It's very nice to see you, my friend.
Okay. I just did not recognize that, man. I'm usually pretty good at recognizing somebody that's been here before.
Well, it's been a long time, so.
I hope Mr. Kramer's well.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was the other thing too. I wanted to say this earlier and I forgot. We're all Americans here, man. I just wanted to say, Dolly Parton, rest in peace, because she was a really good soul. A lot of great music, and she was a really good person, man. She helped a lot of people that nobody knows nothing about. Keds, it's probably Molly's burner account. Talking about Rip.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Rest in peace, Dolly Parton, and thank you for decades, at least since I was a little kid, of your music, your movies, and your charm, and those gorgeous breasts. Sorry, had to say it.
I was waiting for the perfect opportunity. I mean,
Tim
I really don't
Curry
know much
too,
about the
Chad.
woman except her rack.
Enough said, but Tim Curry, too, was another one. I think 6 or 7 decades in film and movies for Tim Curry. The lead role on, oh my God, he was in so many movies and so many TV shows. PJ, yeah, she had some nice pillows, absolutely.
Very well said. Very respectful.
Yeah, that's Peach. I'm the pig. He's the nice guy. Peter calling to Mr. Mayhem checking in. How you doing, ma'am?
Welcome in, buddy, Mr. Mayhem. The chat poll, the chat poll, everyone. 13 votes. 62% of the chat thinks that a combination of the Bears Country Productions brass and Bearski Film, Paul, would be able to beat the WNBA All-Stars that do not include Caitlin Clark. Very, very interesting result there.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm the shortest. I want to guard Angel Reese. I won't have to do much because she can't even make her own shots. So I just got to, I'm old, man. I'm old.
That's an objective statement, too. It's like she's tall. She can get close to the rim. She can put the ball on the backboard. But it's like, God damn, put it in the net. She's incapable of doing that. It's crazy. I laugh, and I don't mean to even be mean to her. I'm just like, practice a little more, man. What are you doing? Yeah.
Okay, practice a lot more.
A lot more would be a very good
option. Scrolls says, who had better pillows? Dolly Parton or Mike Lindell? Go. Mike Lindell's the guy on the TV with the my pillow where it's comforter and
no way, that's Mike Lindell.
Yeah.
My pillow. Oh my God, the scrolls. Oh my God.
I think Cliff's right here. Cliff's got it. Because he says, hey, Scrolls, Dolly's pillows wouldn't put me to sleep. So,
wow.
There's our answer. There's my answer. I'm with you, Cliff.
Cliff Victoria will be soon celebrating his 21st birthday, it's reported. So, congratulations to him. My God. I don't know, Foster. I'm running out of steam. I'm hitting the end of the road here.
And it's almost 10:30, and my eyes are just filling up with water, man. The pollen or mold count, the mold count's got to be way up right now, because my eyes are burning, dude. I can't even think. I got to go do some antihistamine shit too. I can't breathe. Okay. So I think we need to say a quick thing to the chat and everybody here, and we love and appreciate the chat.
Let me let me offer a final parting gift. Well, I've got everyone by the ball, so to speak. I think I'm going to try to go live on YouTube, on this YouTube channel, with Madden content on Saturday, and I don't know when. I think the football game is played at 6:00 Central. The Bears
I believe so.
Central. Let's try
in Tennessee.
Let's try and look it up.
They're on that Eastern time zone, so it's 7 there.
Is Tennessee? I think they are on Eastern.
They are.
No, they'll be playing 6:00 Eastern time, which is 5:00 Central.
Oh.
So it'll have to be before, or maybe it'll even be after. I don't know. But my goal is to go live with Madden, try and see if we can continue to develop the franchise mode, And the key will be to get you, yes, you who are listening to me right now, into the Discord server that I've created. I don't know if I feel comfortable launching it right now. Talk to Minister Charles Johnson about that. I think that the only way to communicate with you guys effectively when we're not live on YouTube is with Discord. So if you guys don't have Discord, maybe look into it, see if you can create an account. If you have a Discord, keep an eye out for Saturday. And if you are busy Saturday like a normal human being, I totally get it. Watch for the video. I'll try and put the link in the description, and then the following Thursday, I'm sure we'll talk about it, right? I think that'll be the best vector to have all of us conglomerate and talk Bears, whether it's Madden or football or whatever it is. What is the Discord channel? I believe I named it Bears Country Productions. Very straightforward. I don't know if I'm ready to launch it. I'm soft launching right now, so I'm sure there's a joke in there. We'll talk about it on Saturday. Again, I don't know if it's ready. I literally created it and forgot about it, so I'll have to figure it out. But I think that it'll be a good tool for us to kind of continue to talk. Chad Speaker says he's on Discord. Very good. I think a lot of you guys are already on Discord, so I can't think of a better platform to use to kind of let you guys know, hey, this is what I'm doing in the Madden Franchise League, or hey, we're live, or whatever it is. That's what I'm saying. Oh, wow. PJ had to open his mouth. Uh-oh. Look at the poll. That's not good. That is not good, Foster. The chat thinks that the WNBA, even without Caitlin Clark, could beat us, Foster. What a sad day today is. He's muted. He's muted. He's muted. There you go.
Now we have to somehow play this game.
Just we'll get in contact with Enos Cantor. We'll say, hey Enos, we need that shirt that you were wearing.
Set it up.
We'll all go together and we'll all go courtside. We'll wear our shirts that say what they say on them, and then I'm sure Angel Reese will box us out or whatever she'll do. Maybe she'll try and take a legitimate shot and hit us in the back of the head. I don't, who knows?
I wouldn't even care if they won. If we scored on them, that alone would be a win. If we kept the game close, that would be a win, man, in my eyes. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I was watching
athletes.
I was watching NBA last year because Caitlin Clark, honest, and that's the only reason. Because she was just lighting it up from everything, and then I was like, oh, I like the girl Boston on that team too. I can't remember her first name. And then I saw a few players, but I said, man, they should only have about 4 teams, maybe 6, with the talent pool, and then they'd have some better games because there's, I don't know. I'm gonna just stop. My thing is this: that how many businesses continually lose money, and now these players are making $600,000-$700,000. The WNBA is the only one that's still in business. They'd all be gone. Doesn't seem fair.
I have a feeling that Disney just fully owns the WNBA.
They do.
Point. Yeah.
They do, and they lose millions of dollars every year, and now they're paying them big money, so now they're going to lose even more every year. And this has been going on, 15 years?
It says it says that the WNBA is owned and operated by the NBA and individual team owners. The NBA was founded the WNBA in 1996. Says Disney's involvement. Disney's only a major broadcast partner through ESPN and ABC. I just don't believe it. It's not official, but I feel like Disney owns the league. So,
well, how many businesses can lose $100 million in 30 years and stay in business?
Disney.
Yeah. It's not even the NBA's flag football, Cliff, because there's no men.
It's probably worse.
It's worse than the NBA's flag football. Yeah, Trip. Some of us, we don't care about the horse mule facial features. It's from the neck down, dude. But that's just me.
Wow.
I'm terrible.
Wow. Unbelievable. Brick Ripsaw's on one. Oh my god. I've got.
Well, then she fits right in. All right, I think it's time to go.
What?
It's time to go. It's camel toe.
Well, what about Brittany Griner literally hanging out poolside
You
with
mean-
his shirt off?
You mean Brad Griner?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, we gotta end the show. Any final thoughts?
That's what I said.
Any
It's
final
time to go before I get myself in trouble, dude. I'm gonna end up. The cops are gonna end up showing at my house somehow, and that
They're
isn't
already
happening.
at my door. I hear them knocking right now.
Better you
Open
than
up,
me.
police! Open up,
Hasn't-
police!
Hasn't happened to me in 20 years, man. And I'd like to keep it that way.
I totally forgot that I could do something like this to really get Foster's blood pressure going. Do you hear that, Foster? Do you hear that?
I usually do this.
That's normally what you do. I have to go back and get. I mean, with Paul, let me be the first to tell you that would be the exact height for Paul. That moose knuckle just immediately hitting Paul. That's amazing. That's amazing.
This is how bad it is, man. The scroll says if we're playing them, I'm not guarding Brittany.
Break your pelvis.
He's in, but he's not guarding Brad Griner.
The Skrulls would walk into that basketball game looking like his profile picture with Caleb Williams, that subjective post. He's got his pelvis out, like, oh, box me out, mommy. And Brittany would just break his pelvis. Oh my God. Oh my God. We gotta end this shit, man. I never got up off the episode today. I never took my edible. What a sad day. I should have got my edible.
Me neither. I'm going to take it before I go to bed, though, because I am hurting.
Oh, shit. Well, we don't like to hear that. Foster's a guy who plays through the pain, everyone, so.
It doesn't matter.
Mr. Charles
I'll
Jones.
still be there tomorrow, and then I'll just do what I do.
That's.
Brittany will make them broke back scrolls.
I don't know if you can hear me. I had to walk away after that one. I don't even know if you can hear me. I had to walk
I
away.
can hear you. I can hear you. We can hear you.
I'm pacing about broke back scrolls, huh? I had to walk away from that one. That's literally ridiculous, dude. You guys are nuts.
Fucking Brittany's gonna bend him over and break his pelvis. Sorry, Scrolls, man. It was just a setup. I had to go with it, dude.
I'm definitely putting it on the soundboard. Shorty's gonna start talking about psyllium husk, and you're gonna hear about broken pelvis. This is ridiculous, man.
Oh, dude, I think we need to wrap this up. My eyes are getting flooded completely. Oh, God. I just got allergies too, guys. I never had them my whole life. In about 3 years.
My girlfriend has broke news. Apparently in Illinois, we are in a lunar eclipse. So apparently everywhere. So I will be ending the show. We'll be taking a look at that lunar eclipse. Maybe we will see Caitlin Clark's massive forehead or Brittany Griner's impervious metal pelvis in this lunar eclipse. I don't know. This show has completely divulged. I think it's done.
When your girlfriend said everywhere, I thought she said underwear.
She doesn't wear those. That's why you never see her. Anyway, good night, everyone. I think we're done. I think we're done here.
I love it. Later, PJ. Later, Cliff. Tony Moy.
The Scroll. I mean, you guys know who you are. Really
the Scrolls,
special.
Tripsters. Brick Ripsaw.
Yeah, Brick Ripsaw. You haven't been here for a hot minute. Welcome in, buddy.
Chris Foster.
The usual cast with Trips. Yes. These guys.
Tony Moy. Chad Spieger. Sports.
Mr.
Ted the Canuck. Mr. Mayhem. All you guys, man. You make this show what it is.
Chad.
We can't do this without you.
This is absolutely the fact. It's not the truth. It's the facts.
It's not a show without the chat. Just not a show, man.
Chad Spieger, thank you very, very much, buddy. We greatly appreciate it. Not just the super
yeah,
chats.
Chad.
I didn't even get to a chance to play. Hit the button. Hit the button. The top right. The top right one.
The one that says end stream.
Well, that too. My Nanoleaf panel says, "Oh my God, I've lost power! Oh my God, I'm in Gary, Indiana, guys. I've lost my power." All right,
that's what you'll be seeing when you watch the Bears game in Hammond. You'll be in the dark.
That's right, the Hammond Bears. Fuck. Oh, we're not at a weather break. We're at a power break. We need to get the power grid back on. Yes, unbelievable.
Yeah, let's go to Indiana, man. They don't have no power, but they got some money.
Yeah.
Trips. I can't even go through this. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight and watching us. We'd also like to thank our special guest, Glenn Morgan, one of my faves, and he is.
Let's be very objective about this. Is Glenn Morgan even a guest anymore? I mean, Glenn Morgan.
Nah, he's part of the show, dude. He's just part of the show. He's become
a part of the show at this point. It feels like, which is incredible. Yeah. Glenn Morgan, thank you very much. Fantastic.
Because you know why? Because he's just a real human being who's down to earth, and none of this other. You know, how important is this other crap? No, it's just about people helping people and living, loving, and laughing. So, aloha trips. I don't know why you're in Hawaii, but
I would say the chat is the exact same way. They're an integral part of this experience for us. You guys are definitely what makes the show. We greatly appreciate all the time that you guys spend with us. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to get more people from the chat in here after this season. During the off season, it would be nice to get some of these guys just to hang out and talk some shit on the air. The people from the chat. So, you know, if you feel like it, send us an email.
Yeah, the Discord will become the next. The Discord will become the next part of this, in my opinion, as well. It's like this open line of communication, essentially, because you guys, I've been a part of this thing for I don't know how long. All these names have been on the screen every single Thursday for years and years at this point. So you guys are just literally fantastic. Thank you guys very, very much. We all of us greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. We'll just do the normal 1, 2, 3 Bears and we'll roll. You ready to hit it? Okay.
Let's do it.
Uno, dos, wait, what did he do? 1, 2, 3, 5. Bears.
Shit.
Bears.
Fuck Green Bay.
There you go. It takes like 2.5, 3 hours for me to say it. I can't believe it. I made fun of the one guy who's a linebacker on Oakland, but anyway, I fucking hate the Packers. He said, "Turn it off." Okay.
Turn it off, Carl.
Good night.
Go take care of your woman.
We BC.